in San Diego by one swing of the bat.
One of the reasons he's still in. This is driven to deep center. Mitchell back at the wall. Gone! Merrill Madness dead center. Padres take a 3-2 lead. One swing of the bat.
Padres television with the call. That was the big blow for San Diego. The Padres beating the Brewers 3-2 at Petco Park. Same two teams again tonight. The ball game gets underway at 8:40. Kyle Harrison will pitch against Walker Buehler. As for the Brewers' lead in the NL Central Division, the Cubs were idle last night, so Milwaukee only loses a half game. The lead is now 5. Chicago opens up a series at Washington tonight. And the first official college volleyball preseason rankings are out. The Badgers are ranked 6th. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, sweep 23 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all the more y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get out now and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Let's fire up. Let's get this club going up on a Tuesday, shall we? Welcome in to the 5 o'clock club. Welcome to the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app, streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube for all of you smart, good-looking insomniacs, early risers, and sociopaths. I saw them pulling into the health club, sitting in their cars, or standing in the vestibule, waiting to get started on this Tuesday. I'm Drew Olson. Billy Schmid, birthday boy yesterday, not here at this juncture, will join us for the 6 o'clock festivities on his way to Lambeau Field for practice today. Armen Sarian, station mascot, is in his chair or in his lair over there. He doesn't really sit. He's in his lair surrounded by computer screens
I like the word
and
layer.
buttons. Hello, Armen.
Hey, good morning, Drew. I like the word layer. That's a good one. I sort of like that. I do feel like I have a layer back here.
A lair is that's usually where the bad guy goes, right? That's usually...
that was a negative connotation always. Layer. You know what I mean? I guess if you're at a perch, you could be a good guy like the Wizard of Oz, you know.
Or you could be a sniper.
Or a gargoyle. Or a sniper, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But, I guess I kind of like that. And I'm trying to right a wrong because yesterday I failed to come through for Billy's birthday with anything. So I brought the Glazers today. So he'll be in later. So I think that's right. He'll stop in before he goes up.
Yeah, he's said it here. I mean.
So I feel like that's a little bit better late than never. And then I asked myself, and we'll get into buy or sell Tuesday later. I asked myself, is me just getting Glazers the day after Billy's birthday, is that like a belated birthday card? Is that more disrespectful as like the cell phone walk and talk, as Seinfeld famously said in one of the last episodes of Seinfeld while it was still topical? Or is that like a hero complex by me? And then I've got these are all the things I was thinking.
Existential question.
At the 4 o'clock hour. I'm like, do I have like a hero complex? I wanted to come through for Billy. Or is it just, you can be okay with a good deed?
You just like donuts.
And everyone likes donuts. Yeah.
Just that you like donuts.
Then I'm like,
well,
maybe
I always wondered about that tradition about whoever, if it's your birthday, you bring in treats.
Yeah, it never made any sense
in grade
to me.
school?
Yeah.
That's not how it should work.
It never made any sense to me. I remember parents probably all over the place were like, wait, I've got to do I got to do it. Or the kids are like, wait, I have to ask my parents. I have to figure out cupcakes because of
should we
my burden.
Should we buck conventional wisdom on this show? Because if you get a hole in one, when you go into the bar, you're supposed to buy drinks for everybody.
Yeah, I remember my uncle.
You got the hole in one.
Yeah.
People should be buying you cocktails.
They should be buying you cocktails.
It's your big day.
You were the one that or else what's the point of telling people you got it?
I will
ego.
say, like, I have a circle of friends who, we're dudes. We're close, but mostly our wives are tight.
I like that. Yeah.
The wives have this inner circle, and we kind of float around on the edge.
So
right?
you're periphery by association.
Yeah. So the wives will get together several times a year, and then a lot of times they'll haul us, and we'll do things as a group.
Right.
But the contact is minimal.
You don't have like your own group text.
No.
No way, right? Like the women
and
do.
That's the thing is that
That's
one
an
time, one of the guys in our group was having a birthday.
That's kind of cool. All right. But then it's
then we got a text from another guy saying, hey, what should we do for insert guy here, player A's birthday? It's like,
you're like, wait a minute.
Like,
hold on here.
Nothing.
We're not like that.
We're guys. That's the way the women would, because the women make a big deal out of birthdays and they go crazy and say, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. Oh, great. Okay. It's like, it doesn't affect my life one way or the other. And it was like shocking to us. It's like, well, what should we do for this guy's birthday? Like, nothing. We're not chicks.
Right. That's not what we do.
We're not going out for spicy margs. We're not going to go see a movie. We're not going to buy him anything. We're not going to pool our resources and get him anything. If I see him, I might say, hey, happy birthday, dude. But other than that, I'm a dude.
It's so true. It's like,
it was jarring. It's like, how did the female thing seep into our world? Well, through this one guy who thought like it was a and I don't think he realized how his message was received. It's completely because everybody else is like,
he was blissfully unaware
about it. Like, what?
He was blissfully unaware of
we're going to do exactly what we've done for his birthday the last 6 years. Nothing.
Everyone looked at that text with 5 eyes.
Yes.
But the problem is, and this is my theory if you want it, is that the female side of the relationship doesn't understand that. So they're worried about their world, which is you better make a big deal out of it. You better have matching outfits. You better have plans. You better show her, like, you better bring the balloons or else they're going to be offended. But that's how guys think.
Yeah.
And I've tried to talk to Laura about this many times. And it's understandable that, like, everyone's fed their own reality in their world. So it's like, in your world, it makes total sense. In our world, it makes no sense. And I always joke about this with Laura because she's like, make sure you get a gift card for your dad's birthday. I'm like, my dad doesn't want a gift card from me, but I'll get him something. But I mean, like, so I'm more, what's the right word? Not stringent, but I never miss anymore because Laura makes sure because she's worried. Because in the female world, that's right. It's a thing. You have to do that. You have to make sure you get something. You have to not be offended. When you're right, Drew, most of the motivation for the Glazers is my own motivation to have an excuse to eat donuts. And that's okay too. That's okay too. So you're absolutely right. It is kind of a funny thing. I bet the guy, honestly, I sent his wife made him send a text. He's like, you should text the guys and make sure you're doing something for their birthday. I'm like, but we don't ever do that. That's not what we do. Yeah.
It's not the way we roll.
I was at one of my many bachelor parties and then I'm dating Laura. And so she's like, what did you guys do? Like, did you have to get matching outfits and matching, like, did you have to get like inner tube floaty cups? I'm like, no. Guys don't do anything. We don't do any of that stuff. We do real things.
Yeah.
Like actually have fun. Like we actually laugh with each other and have organic like interactions with each other and joke and laugh. That's how we show affection to each other by putting on a YouTube clip and saying, "Did you see this?" and
breaking balls.
Breaking balls. Exactly. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
there's just it was not wired the same way.
Well, all that to say, I'm glad Billy will come in and get his Glazers in an hour. So, but we have a lot to do before that.
And then I don't know, maybe. This would be a good scientific study of the volume of group texts that they have on a daily basis. And then that you have like during a game, you might have a group text going, but
that's when it happens.
In the regular course of the day, are you texting your buddies anything if unless it's tied to a specific outing event or, like a game or something, but like, I just don't,
the games are when it
put it this way.
Pops up.
There are guys that I consider, my good buddies that I will go routinely a month to 2 months without
hearing from
texting
them,
or talking
without
to
checking in. Yeah. And in a lot of ways, I do like the group text because it keeps everyone at least bonded. And if there's something funny that happens or if there's something interesting that it pertains to everybody, you have to fire it off or a link. A lot of times it's a lot of links.
Yeah.
One of my group texts is a lot of links of funny videos. And some are more active than others, depending. But I would say it's a normal, you might go a day without hearing from anybody. You might go a couple days, or it might be, if there's a big game, the next thing you know, you look down and there's like, what was it? NBA Finals Game 7. There's like 60 texts. And then it's like everyone started conversing about it. Or it's one random joke that got everyone going or something funny they saw from somebody on the internet. Like that's usually how it happens, but you're right. I mean, there's no cursory check-in usually. No. It's like there's no like morning, fellas. Hope everybody grinds up today and has a big day. Like there's none of that BS.
Yeah. They use that for the support of, I'm having a really bad, work day and my boss is a jerk. I'm going to need wine later. And it's like, oh, you poor thing. Oh, we don't have that.
It's just not part of our culture as much. That's for sure.
Not the way.
Now we got the on YouTube as well. Obviously, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, X. We got the Pete Chang says Happy Taco Tuesday, fellas. Yeah, that's another thing. Okay. Is it every week? You have to get together. Taco Tuesday. We have to get together for this. And then he went
alliteration. Why isn't it Turkey Tuesday?
Why isn't it? We love alliteration. Why can't I have tacos
Tortellini
on Wednesday?
Tuesday.
There you go. Tetrazzini Tuesday.
Yeah, well, why not?
I don't know. And then he went on to talk about the Brewers, which we'll talk about. But
Brewers lost. One of those games. Their offense was a show about nothing, other than an early walk by Contreras and a home run by Yelich.
That was it.
Who were placed in the 6-7 slots. 6-7 kids. How about that?
So does that mean it worked? Nah, I'm sure people will say that. Like, oh, look, it worked. See, you moved these guys. Well, they couldn't. Well, Contreras is taking walks everywhere in the lineup, and Yelich is hitting homers everywhere in the lineup.
I mean,
but it worked. It didn't work for anybody else.
I talked about that. Does changing the lineup help those guys? I think you can make a case that doesn't matter. Christian Yelich needs a wake-up call. He knows he's slumping.
Right.
Contreras has sucked equally bad, arguably worse.
Yeah, and Murph said it's not about motivation. It's about what's best for our team.
Yeah, well, and there
Makes
you go.
sense.
Try to move those guys down and have the productive hitters in a cluster because there's been, a vortex there. That's the first time in several years that Contreras batted below the 4-hole.
Yeah, it was. And, Yelich, obviously, we've talked about him batting lower. Hadn't happened a lot either. But, in that moment, it was good. It was good to see Yelich because for a while that was standing up because Logan Henderson was pitching so well.
Logan Henderson pitched great. You see why they didn't want to pitch him. And then the loss yesterday is like, they pushed Logan Henderson to the 7th inning and he gave up a homer, right?
Because that was uncharted territory for him, yeah.
Yeah, first time in second time as a pro, first time in the big leagues. But he stood up because they were a little depleted. They had a bunch of guys that were off limits because they didn't want to pitch them 3 days in a row. That's part of the win the night thing, right? You used Uribe and McGill and you didn't save your bullets, and then you got stuck on the back end there when those guys weren't available, and Ashby as well. So 3-2, you lose that game. There's no shame. The Padres are one of the hottest teams in the league.
The best closer in the league.
They
Mason
stayed
Miller
with
shut
him.
You down.
They got a guy on base. Now, Contreras did walk again in the 9th, and Lockridge ran for him and was thrown out stealing to end the game. Weird end of the game.
Yeah.
But you got to try to do what you can do because how many times does Mason Miller give up multiple hits?
Yeah, hard contact is a premium off him. So I didn't really mind that. I thought that was a good shot to get. Okay, one single.
Churio had a couple of hits. Yeah. Other than that, the offense was a show about nothing. First day on the West Coast. They're entering the last 6 games of a, somewhat hellish 17 straight, since an off day. They've got Monday off after they go to LA. So it was an L. You move on. That wasn't like a disgusting loss. If you're going to lose, that's kind of
just a tight one.
3-2.
Yeah, and
tip your cap and move on.
Logan gives up the homer to Jackson Merrill, really good player, obviously.
Yeah, almost gave it up to him.
Almost gave it up in the 4th. So you could say, well, he should have been in the 7th. Well, maybe somebody else would have gotten the out, but it could have happened in the 4th too. So he had done a good job up until that point, getting out of trouble. And I don't know. It's just that importance of tack on runs. We always talk about it.
Yes.
If you can get them, you need it, and that's the importance of them to try and keep yourself out of that situation. But Casey Mize was much better than he was in his first start. He had, he settled in.
Yeah, he settled in.
So that's just the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately. Brewers fall 3-2 to the Padres, and as they're locked in a battle as well out in San Diego, they've been playing really well. So one of those situations. You'd like to win every one-run game, Drew. It doesn't happen that way.
No.
P. Chang, feel bad for our young guns having to be perfect night after night. Anyway, Yelly, question mark. I don't know what the last part is. Are you asking like, yes, Yelly? Yes, he homered? Or do you want him to do more? I'm not really sure the question. Right now the bats owe the pitchers one, right? I mean, at this next 6 weeks, I would say. Well, and you hope it works that way, but sometimes it just doesn't.
If you're going to face Mason Miller and Mize and Scuball and like the rest of the Yamamoto or whoever, like, yeesh.
Heard a stat that I want to say it's either 8 or 9 years in the history of Major League Baseball where strikeouts have outpaced hits, and they've all been the last 8 years, and it's happening again this year or something like that. That's just the era we're in. Pitchers dominate.
What's more shocking, is there a hitter qualified for the batting title right now with an average north of 300?
That's a good question. I
think like
Arias?
the top 12 guys were in the 290 range.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up, but you're right. I mean, that's just not what we do anymore as a baseball community.
No,
this is not
made
what
it
we
too
do.
hard to hit. It's,
You think singles are de-emphasized too? I've heard that argument as well. Like once upon a time, hitting for average was emphasized, and that's a lot of singles. And now it's power or walks because of the way people look at analytics and things like that.
I don't know. I saw, there aren't many Wade Boggses out there that get 200 hits and 100 walks.
Right.
Like, which I think he did several times in a row.
Because a lot of these kids come up focusing on launch angles, especially as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to hit for power.
I don't know that
well.
singles are de-emphasized because look at Luis Arias. That guy he's getting paid and he got acquired. So I don't think so.
Yordan Alvarez 323, and then Arias is 316. Freddie Freeman's 308. So there are some guys.
They have enough at bats to qualify.
That's a good question. I would assume Arias and Yordan do.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'd have to look deeper into some of these other guys. There's also, some of these guys like Otto Lopez. I'm not sure but you would think at least Arias, Yordan, and probably Freddie Freeman.
Well, and that's the thing is like I think in order to, if you're listed among the leaders, you got to average 3 plate appearances per game that your team has played or something like that. So that puts you on pace to be a qualifier. I don't know, but it is more rare. There are fewer 300 hitters than there have been in a long time.
Yeah, but absolutely no doubt. I mean, that's just the trend in the game, and that's been that way.
Yep. All right, 877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text. I'm going to be doing some buying and selling, just like Armen bought some Glazers this morning.
Yes. Bought some Glazers, tried to buy some hero equity, as I was thinking to myself as I walked in. Buying or selling, you can get them in all day on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. You can get them in on our YouTube comments, X, Facebook comments as well. The stream's going to be coming in hot and heavy all day. Red Hot Tim Knott, what did you get? Matching outfits? Husband, no. We did get matching $1 bills, though.
Oh, hey now.
So there you go. That's something. That's something you come together on.
Even then, though, you kind of like the herd, the dude herd will separate.
Absolutely. It's not like we're going to stay together. Everyone stay together.
I was going to say,
dance.
That was always when you're single and you run into a bachelorette party. You might be smitten with one of the, the attendees, but the idea that you're going to triangulate and break them away from the herd, suicide mission, right?
It is a lesson I learned as a young
we
man
all
in my
learned
20s.
that lesson.
We all learned it
look, there's like 10 girls here having a party. I like this girl and she's talking to me and I'm going to try to spit some game. No.
Billy's always laughed about that. I tell Billy the story and he's always laughed about it because he knows my proclivity to be careful, I guess, with my wall. I don't know what the joke is, but the George Costanza. But you learn that early on, and I had a running joke with my friends. It was pyrite alert. Now, pyrite, if you're a gemologist, that's fool's gold. And then I made the point that a bachelorette party is fool's gold. It looks good. It looks there. They're all there, dressed up.
Yeah.
The ratio seems good.
They're more gregarious too because they're lubricated.
Next thing you know, you liked one girl. You had to buy the whole group a shot. Next thing you know, you just paid $80 at Buckhead's on Old World 3rd Street for them to get it back on the bus.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson you had to learn early on.
Yep.
So
well played.
Yeah. That's a buy or sell right there. You sell that.
Yeah, we're going to get some good buy or sell propositions rolling forward. 877-794-1973 197.3. In fact, we might fire that up early. I know Hunter Baumgart's on vacation for the rest of this week. Did he give us a Brewers recap?
No, he told me he wasn't going to be able to just because of the schedule he gave.
That's what I thought.
When he had to turn around this morning. So I said, don't worry about it. No worries. We'll muddle through.
We'll muddle through without Hunter's recap, but he's still paying attention to the Brewers, even though they're late for us. I will admit, I had to wake up and see the highlights, and I watched the condensed, highlight package of the game.
Yeah, for a while, I almost caught all of it because for a while that thing was moving along pretty quick.
Yeah.
That game, I'm like, all right, I've done a good job.
You're pot committed. Once you get through the 6th inning, what are you going to bed for?
That's the hard part, and that always has been the hard part for me with the schedule. However, sometimes your body just takes over.
The Brewers were on the West Coast earlier this year, and I got up and looked at my phone, and they were playing extra innings.
Yeah.
And then I was in, and then I was like, "That I shouldn't have done that."
Yeah, it's like waking up, you don't realize you've been on your couch sleeping for 2 hours, drooling, and the Time Life love songs infomercials on.
I don't imagine many people listening to us. I don't imagine many 5 o'clock clubbers were there till the last pitch.
No, I don't think
if
so.
you were,
that's what we're here for.
Hit us up and let us know, because I don't know how you could prove it, because I'm going to be skeptical. Because the Venn diagram of people who were up late watching the Brewers on the West Coast and then are part of the 5 o'clock club here.
That's just not there.
Just not there. No.
And then I have another one as an official score in that realm. I have another one to ask you about later on.
All right.
This bizarre delay in the Blue Jays Red Sox game.
Oh, I still can't unpack that, and it's not. That's a umpire thing more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was bizarre. I did catch wind of that. That's just bizarre. All right, Billy will be dropping in after 5 o'clock. But the 5 o'clock club is open for you. So is the NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973. Buying or selling, get us your propositions today. We'll have some fun with that. Scott Dolphin joins us as per usual at 6:25. Billy will be in for a quick hit before he leaves for Packers camp. We're getting close to Packers camp. We got the Brewers in a pennant race. We've got the confluence closer to a Packers exhibition game. Thursday night, everybody gets to watch the Packers, or the camp version of the Packers against the Steelers. We'll be right back. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Summertime is finally here.
Huddled up on a Tuesday in the good land. Drew and Armen bringing it to you. Billy will be in directly. He'll be joining us on his way to Lambeau Field, where he will be presiding over training camp live. He did it yesterday with Aaron Nagler. I believe today Wayne Larrabee will be back in the fold and back on the airwaves. Talked to Wayne about last week when we were at Lambeau, and it's for him. He's calling plays a little bit. It's almost like training camp for Wayne, sitting up there with Billy as they're describing action that happens and it unfolds in front of them.
Yeah, getting warming up. You love it. What a treat to hear that, right? Always.
I mean,
great.
preseason is a play-by-play guy's worst nightmare, basically, because he was saying how, the names and the numbers and guys who are going to be selling insurance in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a bunch of unknown players. Yeah, it's a lot harder to work and prepare for it because there's a lot of unknown players and like a lot less payoff because the games don't matter. There's no juice. There's no excitement. Nobody, I shouldn't say that. I mean, people are obviously watching and listening, but not to the same degree they would be for the regular season opener, obviously. So it can be kind of a chore, right, for a play-by-play guy to get through those games. It can be kind of a chore.
Yep. So they'll be at it in earnest on Thursday in Pittsburgh. Packers and Steelers, 6:00 kickoff. In Milwaukee, those of you listening to us on 920, we are your home for the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, indeed. We'll be on the
Packers games on the Packers Radio Network will air on 95.7 Big FM in Milwaukee and on the mighty Fox Sports Radio 920. So right here on these here airwaves, you can hear, the announcement came yesterday. Mike Heller, I was on Mike Heller's podcast. Mike Heller will be returning to the pregame show.
Awesome news.
Packers preview with Dennis Krause, Wes Hodkowitz, and James Jones. I filled in for Mike on that show last season.
Yeah.
Did double duty.
Admirably.
Now I'm just doing Packers OT with Billy. So Billy and I are back on the, we never left the postgame airwaves, but we will be handling the postgame from headquarters here for road games and at Lambeau for home games. So that's a good development. They'll be announcing who our update person's going to be in the next day or two. There will be a temp for the first couple of preseason games.
Correct. Yes.
But a familiar voice.
A familiar voice. And so exciting developments all around as we approach the season.
Yeah.
Super exciting, obviously, to have Mike back in the fold for this, to be on with Dennis. Packers preview. Of course, they were the original group when we took it over. And just fantastic to be able to hear his voice again. Yeah. I know some of you guys have been checking in on his stuff. He's been doing on the podcast, obviously. And a lot of people always ask about Mike. And so it warmed my cockles to see that. Yeah. Obviously, and I'll be very excited to be working with those guys. And then obviously excited for you two to be back in your familiar stead on Packers OT.
Yep, talking to all of our friends, Kay and Fond du Lac and Charles and Arkdale and the regulars.
all the regulars.
The
merry
band of regulars.
Yeah.
And well, at least the first one with the 6:00 start, we won't be patrolling the airwaves till 1 a.m. I think we'll be done at midnight.
Probably midnight. Yeah, probably midnight based on the way it goes.
If not earlier. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how the game goes. Right.
All right, you can hit us at 877-794-1973. There were a lot of tributes throughout the day yesterday to Don Nelson. We spent a lot of time talking about Nelly and his impact on Milwaukee and Wisconsin. One of the great coaches, he's still the winningest Bucks coach of all time. One of the great coaches and figures in Wisconsin sports history, Don Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the farm fund where he was raising money for farmers because that was his background growing up in Rock Island, Illinois. And he had that tractor thing where he drove a tractor from Neenah to Milwaukee and had like the, stops along the way. Yeah. And they had Barkley, the piggy bank that famously they had a naming contest for it, still at Goolsby's.
That's right. That is there, right there in the front there. That's pretty awesome. I mean,
part of the lore.
A lot of that stuff doesn't happen anymore. Where a guy becomes a fabric every community. A lot of times because at least in the NBA, you can't be around a place long enough to set roots.
And we mentioned yesterday the great players that played for him, and Paul Mokeski's name came up.
Yeah, with that mustache, man.
Paul Mokeski with the perm, the mustache.
It was fun yesterday, just hearing people shout out names of 80s
Mo
Bucks.
had a post. I'm not friends with him on Facebook, but it came up on my For You or whatever.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Paul Mokeski had a post, and I'm going to read this for you because it's touching. He said, "We lost a Hall of Fame coach and a great person yesterday. I played for Nelly for half of my NBA career, my 12-year NBA career, 5 years for the Bucks, and my last year for the Run TMC 1991 Golden State Warriors. He was way ahead of his time. A coach that thought outside the box and always listened to his players. Everyone is talking about his innovation of small ball and using a point forward to bring the ball up the court, but they don't realize that when I started playing for him in the early 80s, he was a great defensive mind. He started using different angles for double teaming a post player and adding the correct rotations of that double team. We drilled on that every practice. Back then, you needed to double the post because there were so many great post players. Most just needed one name, Kareem, Moses, Parrish, McHale, just to name a few. I also had the honor of being an assistant coach for Nelly with the Dallas Mavericks for 4 years. I got to see firsthand his coaching brilliance and coaches' meetings on the practice court and in games. More important, how he manages players, speaking the truth about their game, challenging them, and keeping them accountable. The team was always more important than any individual. He was hard on players, but we all knew he loved us, except maybe rookies. I have too many Nelly stories to post. Some I could share, some I could not. But he was more than just a coach to me. He saved me more than one time. He saved me as a player after I was cut by the Cavs. He signed me to a couple 10-day contracts. Then, seeing my value to the team, signed me to a 2-year contract and added 7 more years onto my career. He saved my coaching career, signing me as assistant coach for the Mavs when no one else would give me a chance. I ended up coaching at every level, college, overseas, and NBA for more than 20 years. R.I.P. Coach, you lived a full life and helped a lot of people along the way."
Awesome.
Great tribute.
What an awesome tribute that was.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he said it really well. That's a good point about the double teams in the 80s and 90s. And then illegal defense started, if you remember, Drew, because they wanted to take zone defense out of the game. There's an illegal defense thing, which was basically you couldn't shade too many guys toward one guy in the post. So the way to stop those guys legally was to bring doubles. And it became a more creative thing to bring doubles in different ways, or how was the double going to come? To his point, to stop dominant post players, and that was still the basis of the game back then, right? Was having a dominant big guy until the game changed. So what an awesome tribute by Paul Mokeski. I would never have guessed 12 years, but yeah, had a couple stints with the Cavs in there, had that year with the Warriors, and a crafty, creative guy. So,
do you remember the basketball league? He was the commissioner of the basketball league for the 2019 season.
I don't know if I remember
Big
that
Mo.
one.
Big Mo was 7-foot guy out of Kansas. He was a 2nd-round NBA pick. Had quite a career. So
But he did. I mean, he only averaged 1.5 points, but he carved out 12 years. So you know you're doing something right as to help a team.
Yeah.
If you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and he was always the poster. I think unfortunately he gets tabbed as like the poster child when you look at him for like, can't believe that guy played in the 80s, when you see like kind of a chubby guy with a mustache and curly hair and classic like Jackie Moon type player, right? Where he becomes a figure. But listen, that's a legit career, and that's a legit. Yeah, he was a coach as well, like you mentioned, and I just love hearing guys tribute, the ones that they felt were the true vision. Because a lot of times on the outside, as fans, we think we know what guys are good and what stories are there, but when you really hear their peers talk about them, it's pretty cool.
Ricky Pierce,
great buck, great.
I
Sonic.
was blessed to have him as a coach and lifelong friend. He changed the trajectory of my career and brought out the best of me. I'm forever grateful. Rest in peace.
And when you get tributes like that, when people are saying you changed my life, thank you. What an impact.
That's
what an impact.
Yeah, no question.
Ricky Pierce, another great 80s buck.
Yeah.
Another one.
The Bucks put out a nice statement. 11 years in Milwaukee. He won 540 games, winningest coach in franchise history. And again, we talked about it yesterday, just a great legacy. And after we got off the air, I was reading some of the tributes, and it was just cool that people are recognizing Nelly's impact on the game and the city. And again, it's man, it's hard to tell people what it was like, pre-social media, when stuff like when that like farm fun thing that he did, helping the farmers, and that tour, and it was all over the news. It was in the papers. It was a big deal. Like before stuff was viral, that was viral, it was like that was, and they raised like $500,000, which again, I was talking about it on a podcast. That's a lot of money. but it was even more money in 1985 than it is now.
Absolutely.
Right? It was a lot.
I mean, you can get jaded by, you get desensitized by numbers like that these days, but you're
Yeah,
right.
you
But
definitely
back then,
do.
I mean, the total valuation of the Bucks when Herb Cole bought them was only like $14 million.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
So that it's amazing to think about.
Yeah.
Think about what he did.
And
in
they're
his last-
probably at one point paying Larry Sanders more than that.
Yeah, I guess. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Let's just think about it.
He took over in 77. Okay, so 77 season to 87. Think of these. Look at these records. Okay, now the first season, 44 and 38, then 38 and 44, finding their footing through the late 70s, 49 and 33. Then we start 1980 Bucks. Now, 1980, you think about, the Lakers, the Sixers, the Celtics, right? 60 and 22. That was amazing. It's an amazing record. The Bucks won 60 games in 1980, 55 and 81, 51 and 82, 50 and 83, 59 and 84, 57 and 85, and 50 and 86, 87. I mean, what an incredible sustained run of quality success and winning. And, you just think to yourself, like, yeah, of course, how things could have been different if they weren't, facing certain teams in the playoffs in the 80s. Would we have talked about a Bucks championship in the 80s? And you also think about the fact that this man won so many games in the NBA. How hard it is to do that. How many high-level basketball coaches have come across this league in this world, and he's won that many. And I don't know if I would have guessed that before I heard it when he passed. Second winningest coach. That is an incredible, incredible accomplishment. And I think more so when you hear about all the players and talking about how this guy changed my life and changed the way I play and changed the trajectory of my career, that's even a bigger tribute. So, yeah, amazing stuff, no doubt.
Yeah, pretty cool. 877-794-1973. We're going to be doing some buying and selling as we move forward. Hit us with your props. If you don't know how it works, all you got to do is say, are you buying or selling this? Are you buying or selling that the Brewers will be 500 on this trip to the West Coast?
I'll buy it. 500. I'll buy it. Yeah, I think they'll end up doing it.
They're 0-1 to start.
0-1 to start. I understand. So, you have to get a couple, but I still think they will. They've always responded well this year to those times. It's easy for us as sports fans to look around the dark corner and peek through the dark door. Every time you lose a game, I think the sky is falling, but this team's responded well, and I think they will.
You just dropped a peek through the dark corner and in the dark door.
I don't know. I guess I kind of redundant there.
Yeah,
but it's always well. Oh no, it's just the end. A
4-game series against the Dodgers, you'd be happy with a split, right?
You would be. I mean, you would sit here and say you are, but the way the Brewers have gone this year and what they're trying to do, I'm not sure fans will be sitting there happy when they lose 2 games. Like, I just know that that's how we're going to react. But in totality, when you look at a macro level, yes, of course you're going to be happy with that on the road. Of course, the Dodgers haven't played that well.
I'm looking
at
last
night.
The Brewers lost last night, so they have 6 games left: 2 in San Diego, 4 against the Dodgers, and 3-3 in that run would be spectacular.
Yeah,
almost,
so you have to win 3. You have to do that. But I think
for to have a winning record on this trip, they'd have to go 4-2.
Right, they would.
Just saying. So they have to win the next 2 against the Padres for your cockeyed, optimistic dream to come true.
Well, should I expect a team 30 above 500 to lose? I don't know. I mean, that's the tough thing. I mean, when you're a baseball fan, when you win a couple, you think you're going to be unstoppable.
Though.
It can change your entire perspective. It is circumstance.
You're 12 games into a stretch of 17 games in 17 days.
Yeah, well, the Dodgers haven't been too great.
No, Dodgers have not been great, which is
night.
That's not a great sign, though.
Yeah, because they're due. I see.
You want to play at Dodgers? They beat Kansas City last night. They've won 2 of their last 10.
So would I rather them be like?
I'd rather have them face. I'd rather have them win 10 in a row than lose 8 out of 10 before I play them. Well, that's just me. That's the way my brain works. I'm a contrarian.
Well, maybe we'll go over the trip.
Well, the die is cast. They're on their way.
Oh, no. You're speaking like me here, Drew. Like come on,
like Eeyore. No,
like a true Eeyore. The Dodgers did win, by the way, but Scoobel got roughed up again last night. No, I shouldn't say again. He didn't get roughed up.
Not in his first game. He just lost.
It was what? You just expect more from him, I should say. He went 5 innings and gave up 3. So I don't know if that's being roughed
Casey
up.
Mize gave up a homer to Yelly and not much else.
That was it.
All right.
Can't be perfect.
877-794-1973. We'll get to the buy or sell props as we move forward. No Hunter recap today, but if you missed it, Brewers got a 2-run homer from Yelich early and nothing else. It was a show about nothing. Yeah, well, like I said, tip your cap and move on. They got 2 more in San Diego and 4 in LA. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Tuesday, Drew and Armen bringing it to you. Billy will be dropping in momentarily. Scott Dolphin joins the party at halftime. That'll be about 6:25. You can join us at 877-794-1973. Brewers lose on the West Coast, 3-2. No need to panic yet, but this is a tough week, man.
Difficult road through the West.
7-game trip with two of the better teams in ball, the Padres and Dodgers. And they lost the opener last evening. Again, no shame in the loss. They just didn't hit. Lost 3-2.
Cubs were idle last night, if anyone's wondering.
Tip your cap. Cubs did not play, so they picked up a half game. Again, no fretting, but it's a daunting task facing the Brewers. But champions fear no one.
When does the lead get too close for comfort for you in baseball? Like a division lead. You've had the lead all year. You're playing great. If it gets down to 3, is that the number?
I mean, it depends. It depends on where you are when they face each other, because they're going to face each other 7 times in a week or in 10 days, right?
Yes.
Like 4 at Wrigley and 3 here, I think.
And so there's a lot to be said about this division yet, obviously. And the Cubs are about to play the Nationals.
What lead makes you feel comfortable is the other question. I mean, is there one?
10 games, maybe, I guess. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's usually got to be something like that, or else. I mean, now, if you told me the Brewers would be 74 and 73, 74 and 45?
Yeah.
I would have thought we had a bigger lead by now, but the Cubs are playing great too. The Cubs will be leading a lot of divisions.
3 weeks from yesterday, 3 weeks from last night, the Brewers go to Wrigley. So that would be August 31st. They begin a 4-game series at Wrigley of night games. Then they come home. Then they go to Cincinnati for 3, and then they come home and face the Cubs for 3.
Yeah, Division de-emphasized in this.
So there you go. In the first 9 days, if you count the 31st, so in a 10-day span, they're going to play the Cubs 7 times. And what does history tell you about that? What's most likely to happen?
Well, you split, right?
Likely to go 4-3, 3-4, right?
Head-to-head, but head-to-head does,
it's hard to pick up ground.
It's good for that's why
if you're playing 7 games, like that's basically a 7-game series they're going to play,
and you got to win them if you're in the second.
And you got to win the series, and then whatever your lead is, you'll maintain it.
It's nice to know if you're in second, though, you don't need help, right? If you win the games, I mean, that'd
be nice to have that cushion. Yeah, because that's going to be the Cubs' only chance to pick up ground directly.
Yeah.
So obviously, if either team goes 5-2 in that stretch, they got the upper hand.
But you have to keep putting the pressure on if you're a team like that, and they seem to not have as tough a schedule right now as the Brewers do. They're at the Nationals.
I warn about that every time, Armen. You've heard me warn about that. Don't worry about strength of schedule and record because it's baseball.
Well, it evens out. I mean, I understand that. I'm just
saying.
Did
the Dodgers just lost?
We have a
8 out of 10.
They have the Cardinals and the Nationals and the White Sox. Well, the White Sox are playing better.
White Sox are good, but
they're playing better.
Again, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because again, I learned that from covering bad Brewers teams when they beat teams that they didn't. They won series against teams that you didn't think they had a chance.
Right. Then you roll up and we should be.
You roll up and teams with nothing to lose are dangerous, and they're playing. And like I said, they get juice from being around the pennant race. They get juice from your fans. Perfect example was when Colorado came to town. They gave the Brewers a pretty good series.
Right. It energizes them. Yeah.
It energized them because they were playing in front of a big crowds. Right. And it was like, it felt like the playoffs for them because they ain't going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be playing golf or, Cancun on 3.
Right.
So that's like that for them. That's an exciting change of pace is to play when they go home. There's a dead atmosphere. No one, there's nothing. There's not a lot of juice playing in the home games for them. But when they're on the road, again, don't read too much into the whole strength of schedule thing. Now, these games are definitely tough. The Padres and Dodgers is going to be that's a tough week. You're playing 2 of the best teams in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Good measuring stick games, but it's not easy. And it's not easy, especially doing it on the back end of 17 games in a row.
Yeah, when you use all your leverage arms too. I mean, that's the other thing.
Not ideal.
That's why our guy Lyon was pitching last night. I'm blanking on this guy, but he did all right. But he's just like, who's this guy? Well, you've used all your leverage arms. That's no question. Jeffrey from Milwaukee. The only reason I'm a 5 o'clocker and finished the Brewers game last night, he's a little humble brag there, Drew, is because my softball game didn't end till freaking 10:20 p.m. last night. Good morning, fellas. Wow, so you played softball till 10:20. Then went home and then got up this early to be a part of the 5 o'clock club. Well, Jeffrey, you are a grinder.
I was going to say, was there a rain delay or something? What softball game? I mean, is this a 9 o'clock start? Isn't the latest softball game start 9 p.m.?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if it's Milwaukee or what. I mean, I don't remember playing later than 9. However, I guess if you did play at 9 and you had the last game and it went long, usually it's an hour limit from my softball days. But Drew, maybe they're having to stretch out time frames now for field availability and umpires and all these things and teams. Who knows? I played a bar league volleyball game once. Remember the old Horny Goat? Obviously, the indoor sand volleyball. That was a nice place when it lasted.
Oh yeah,
we had 10 o'clock starts for that one. We had a 10 o'clock start for volleyball. It was just based on court availability. So sometimes it's like that for some leagues. I'm not really sure the specifics.
By design for the bars to make cash.
Oh, for sure. That was a great place. I missed that place, man. It just got bulldozed over and became a office building or something. Good days, man.
Isn't it like condos and stuff?
Something like that. It was right there in the river. It was nice. Yeah.
Armen's memories of Horny Goat Brewery.
The beer was average, but it was nice to play sand volleyball in the winter.
The beer was pretty mediocre.
It really was.
But it was a good spot.
That was it. It was a great spot. We had a good time there.
I remember doing broadcasts from there.
Yeah.
Back
oh,
in the
yes.
day.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right. 877-794-1973. We are, again, buying, selling starts at 6 a.m.
Got a list here.
Billy will be coming in. I got a list as well. And one of them I think is going to be, so shall we say, sustaining.
Okay, let's go.
I think it's going to, I think it will resonate. Yes. All right. Again, Brewers lose. Packers are getting ready to play on Thursday. Billy should be around any moment. You are hanging out in the huddle with us on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. You hate to waste a great pitching performance, but that's what happened to the Brewers late last night on the West Coast. With the depleted bullpen behind him, Logan Henderson went 6 1/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs, striking out 7 and walking 1. But the 2 home runs he did give up haunted him. The Padres beating the Brewers 3-2 last night at Petco Park.
Just disappointing because you had some opportunities there and we didn't come through. But credit to Padres. They played good defense and they pitched really well. Matsui came in and pitched well, and so did Morajon, and so did Miller, obviously.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. Same two teams again tonight. The ball game will get underway at 8:40. Kyle Harrison will pitch against Walker Buehler. As for the lead in the division, the Cubs were idle, so Milwaukee only loses a half game. The lead is now 5. And the family of PGA Tour player Matt McQuillan has revealed that the 45-year-old died on August 5th. No cause of death was given. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill Schmid, blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide left. Fake 396 bag. D hand. C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen
This
Sarian.
is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Oh, Sanchez, we ready. The Huddle. skating at full strength. Drew Wilson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian, live from headquarters on a Tuesday in the Goodland, a buy or sell Tuesday. I'm Drew. There's Billy.
Morning, boys. How we feeling today?
We're feeling great. How are you? Any birthday hangover?
Nothing too much. A little breakfast on the Blackstone for dinner. Never fires in too much of a hangover. Ooh. However, nice. I did end up seeing that 7th inning last night, so that's got me a little down in the dumps.
So you were up late. We were wondering what the Venn diagram of people who were watching the Brewers late, and people who were in the 5 o'clock club, now 6 o'clock club.
Yeah, and the thing was, when Yelich hits a homer, that bought me like 2 innings of watch. That felt like to me, I was dialed in. Exactly. When that ball goes over the wall, it was like a shot of quick espresso.
B12 shot.
And Logan Henderson just standing him up and sitting them down for 11 straight guys going through the 6th. I'm like, you know what? I can keep this iPad on in bed. I can sit here and fall asleep to the beautiful sounds of Brewers TV. And I sure wish I would have fallen asleep about 5 minutes before. Because then I sat up awake for another 30 minutes, sweating profusely, mad. Because if I feel like you have a full bullpen, a full rested bullpen, you probably aren't in that situation. But 17 games in 17 days, and Logan Henderson shoving for those first 6 innings makes you go and try to take one extra cookie out of that jar, and then all of a sudden your tummy felt
that
bad.
Was it. Can I push it one more?
Oh.
Can I get this car 10 more miles past the needle? Like that was
I've tried that.
So close. And that's the question. That's always the risk you run, because you always want to say, well, this is uncharted territory, but maybe we don't know. Maybe you can do it and we could use it now, and let's see if you can do it. But Jackson Merrill's a good player. Came close in the 4th also. So once Logan got through that one, and I was like, all right, let's go, because you get the lead. Now Drew and I were talking, Billy, about tack-on runs, and like you didn't get any, but then you're like, well, he's getting them out here. Maybe we can make this thing stand up, and maybe we can do it. And unfortunately, couldn't get to that point. And it was kind of a bummer in that regard. But it was just enough to hold your interest, like you said, Billy, and cost you some sleep. You know?
Yeah.
And finding a couple of guys in scoring position and stranding them, I know that's a broken record for the crew. But just too many opportunities. And for all the games, Drew, that the bullpen keeps you in and allows the offense to come back, the pitching kept you in this one, and then the offense just never was able to wake up.
Did they even get a hit after the Yelich homer? Like
they had the Bowers double, I believe, in the 3rd, and then they had a single in the 5th. And but once that Padres bullpen came in, it was curtains.
It was basically like they sent the minimum to the plate.
Yeah,
you got it. Lockridge gets thrown out stealing to end the game,
and
not positive.
No, and. It is not always who you play; it's when you play them, right? we talk about that a lot of times.
Very true.
The Padres now, I think, have won the season series. I think they won the series in Milwaukee earlier in the year, but now the Padres have won 12 of 16, and that's when you roll in there. Would have been nice to maybe flip these around, and you could have caught the Dodgers rolling in, losing 8 of 9, but now they get an extra inning win, and might be a totally different type of West Coast trip. Maybe a more normal West Coast trip that we're used to.
On a buy or sell Tuesday, that was our question that we were batting around like a ball of yarn between 2 kittens. You buying or selling that the Brewers can finish this 7-game West Coast trip with a winning record? Because they got 4 against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And I'm saying a split would be ideal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Be happy with that. But then to win 4, you got to win the next 2 against the Padres. Not saying it's out of reach, but it's a tall order.
Yeah, that's a tall task, man. And the Twins, you lose the first 2, or you lose the first one over the weekend, and you win 2 that were snatch away games. So you definitely could have lost both of those over the weekend.
Easily. Also could have won because they were up 4-0 Friday in the opener.
Right,
so
probably should have won the game you lost.
Hashtag baseball.
Drew, I'd probably sell it at this moment. Simply because I think the Padres are rolling right now, and you might be catching the Dodgers at one of the worst times. You're also so thin at the back end of this stretch. It's a terrible time to have one of your biggest road trips of the year.
You hate to say it, but 3 and 4 in 7 games would be tolerable.
Rip pages off the calendar.
Actually, like sign me up for that
at this point. Yeah.
Well, and I have
roll the dice, or would you take 3 and 4, 3 wins in the next? I'm saying like.
Well, and again, it's all about when you get them.
That'd be 3 and 3 over the next. Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine lives in San Diego, big Padres fan. Hit me up yesterday. He's like, "Hey man, could you guys just give us like one game this weekend?" I'm like, "Listen, I'd give you all 3 if it guaranteed you won that series against the Dodgers. You win 3 of 4 in LA. You then win the season series against LA out of the 7 games because they took 2 or 3 against you earlier in the year. And if this thing ends up in a tie, they get pushed down to the 3 seed if you're tied up for the 2. And playoff positioning is right there up for grabs. That's the crazy thing about this schedule in the next week and a half. The Brewers realistically could be playing for the tiebreaker against the Dodgers this weekend. And then next weekend could be playing for the tiebreaker against the Atlanta Braves. And the final game of that could be in freaking Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's right. they build out this schedule on a kitchen counter, or at least they used to in some couple's kitchen.
That's right.
And you never know which 4 games are going to be the tipping point ones at the end of September.
There's no doubt. And we mentioned in 3 weeks, the Brewers start their series tournament against the Cubs. And they play 7 games in 10 days against the Cubs. And that will determine that'll go a long way to determining the winner of the NL Central. That is that series. And Armen was like, well, what's your comfort level? And what is it today? What's the lead?
5
games. Yep.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be 5 because if you're going to play 7 games against the Cubs, like you would expect, the worst you're going to do is 3 and 4.
Yeah, the worst you're going to do is lose that 3 of 4 or 3.
I mean that would be in
7.
the realm, but then that's hard to pick up games. So you lose 1 game over 7. So that's why the math is tough, man. That's why a 5-game lead. People are like, well, when do you get nervous? Like, well, you can get nervous at any time if you choose to.
You can be nervous all the time. Some of us are like that.
But,
you know?
yeah, but there's a lot of ball game left. You got 45 some games left.
You got plenty of time left.
You got time to get hot and cold and hot again.
And the mitigating factor is that dude that's playing center field, because if you start drawing comparisons to different groups, because I saw our friend Tom on Twitter said, Drew, you remember the 1983 Brewers season? First place till August 26th, West Coast trip, September swoon, and they never recovered. I fear this with this one. You fear if you're looking at a 5-game lead in the final month of the season, this little rivalry between the Brewers and Cubs had that exact same lead erased in the final month of the season in 2018 with an MVP season from a young outfielder for the team chasing. And if that's going to be the case and you see PCA roll off of September to remember like Yelich had in 18, you can very quickly erase that thing, especially with those 7 head-to-heads. That's the one part that, while Chicago has believed that they're in this thing, and they are, for a while, that's why they made the moves they did at the deadline. Those 7 games were what were giving you life. Like whatever the lead was, if you were on the north side, you could just point to that week with the Brewers having a trip to Cincinnati in between it and say, we can make it all up right there. And then it's game on for the final 3 weeks. We've had 2 10-game winning streaks. I feel pretty good about our chances. So it is 1000% game on.
Yeah.
And the Braves have made this thing a really compelling race for those top 2 seeds as well, because that's only a 3-game difference.
And the thing about it is, in this run of division titles the Brewers have had, there have been moments that they've had to hold teams off through all of them, and then you have to get through, and it's always that Cubs series that's usually been the looms, and then you see how you can handle yourself. And the Brewers have done well, but the difference, I think, this year, like because the year before, last year you had that really crazy run of wins that were that crazy stretch. But this year, the Brewers have been just more consistent, winning, dominating the league, and they've been their best through this amount of games that they've ever been. So part of you is like, well, we've never played this well in our history of our franchise through this point of the season, and it's been great, but you're still only 5 games up. I think that's at least the way I think of it sometimes. But look, you put yourself in the lead. You give yourself the position you can for that final month of the year, and you hope to play your best ball as it comes. But to Billy's point, I think the strength of the Cubs has been how well they've been doing consistently through this stretch, keeping the pressure on the Brewers as they've won, and especially now that they have this kind of superstar that's looming and that's kind of transcending a supernova moment. If he has this MVP moment, could that be the guy that puts you over the top? It might be. It will be a very interesting end of the year. So hopefully the Brewers can at least keep stacking wins as much as they can and put themselves in good position.
Well, it's going to be tough to do this week.
Yes.
877-794-1973 gets you to the talking text line, buying and selling, and that's the buy and sell. Is can the Brewers with 6 games left on this week, can they split them? Can they get to 500? Is that your expectation? What is the baseline? You buying or selling?
I feel real good about these next 2 games, Drew. Like, I mean, if I'm throwing, if I get to walk up and throw Harrison in May, I'll feel pretty confident in these games against the Padres, albeit they're white hot. Walker Buehler, he used to be really, really good.
Yeah.
But when I'm throwing Drowan and Gasser in that law firm in the Dodgers series, I don't feel all that spectacular.
No.
Right? Like I don't feel tremendous there at the back end.
Basically, what you're saying is it's just follow Murph, win tonight.
Worry about winning one
tonight.
Win one, and then deal with that Dodgers one
put
after.
It behind you and win the next night. Now, here's the other thing. And the Dodgers are the great white whale, and the Cubs are, that fly that buzzes around your head and you swat at and try to get rid of it. My thing with the Brewers is, and call me skeptic, they've been poised in the position of having like one of the best records in the league throughout the season, best record in ball, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The Brewers, we focus so much on the Cubs and the Dodgers. Tell me the Brewers wouldn't have their hands full playing the Phillies in a series?
Oh, for sure.
Or the Braves?
Or the Braves.
Yeah, or the Padres. Like, I can see the Brewers, and I can say going in, like the Brewers are capable of beating any team they face in a playoff series. They could also lose to any team they face in a playoff series.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with the National League, right? You look at the National League right now, everybody got better at the deadline, maybe outside of the Braves. They called on DeGrom and called on Skubal, and they're like, no, okay, we'll go with our horses. And they, though, have just had internal improvement. But, I mean, if I'm lining up and I have to take on the Astros in the American League, I feel pretty damn confident I'm walking through that 1-4 or a 5-gamer. There's none of those squads on this side. And with the types of payrolls that you have here on the National League, hell, I don't even like facing Arizona right now for how well that they've played as of late. And they're going to get Burns back, I would assume, at some particular.
Do you want to line up
teams,
much as you like the Brewers, with Miz, May, Harrison? You want to line up against Wheeler, Sanchez, and Lazardo, and then face in the 7th inning in a key situation, have face Schwarber and Harper.
I was going to say Schwarber and Harper coming right off.
I'm like,
that's what makes the buy so important. I mean,
it really does.
You avoid that chance to lose. It
completely does. As I say, you win the series, you don't play. But if you're obsessing with the Cubs and Dodgers, well, I'll introduce you to the Phillies and the Braves, like the Padres.
Yeah, that's why
good outfits.
There are legit 5 teams or 4 or 5 teams at your scoreboard watching right now, which makes it very fun on the final end of the season, right? Like that is one deal where you get to watch the entire finish of this National League: Braves, Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Padres, and everybody in that mix to see who's going to be able to chase them down, because you wouldn't have anticipated that the Dodgers had any competition there in the NL or NL West, and they still don't necessarily, with a 7.5 game lead with 40 some games to play. They keep sliding as they have over the last 2 weeks, and one of these teams is going to make that thing interesting. San Diego is so fascinating. At one point 3 weeks ago, people were talking about them trading one of the premier players in the game, who they traded the 3rd overall prospect for 1 calendar year ago.
Yep.
They say, you know what? Actually, to hell with that. We're not trading Mason Miller. I got Manny Machado making $300 million. Fernando Tatis has hit 10 home runs in 2 months after going 2 months without hitting one. We're gonna take a run at. We're gonna take a run at this thing. And Preller pushed that right button, Drew. And sometimes that we've seen Diamondbacks a couple of years ago, Mets a couple of years ago. It isn't the team that's been the best one all year long. It's the team that's the best one for the final 3 months.
Yeah, and they're a game back of Arizona and Philly for a wild card spot. So they have 2 chances there. So San Diego's right there, no question. Johnny Cribbage on YouTube. So what, are we scared of every team? Well, I don't know.
Healthy respect.
They all can be scary. I think
you're a realist.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing going to be easy. Winning championships is never easy.
I like the healthy respect, Drew, because that really is what it is. It's staying, to use one of Armen's favorite words, staying vigilant.
It's like, okay, so let's say the Brewers, they get that bye. They get one of the top 2. And then, the Dodgers lose. And it's like, oh, right, the witch is dead. And then you got to face the Phillies. Like, ain't nothing going to be easy. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's no.
What Drew's also saying is there's no Carolina Panthers coming around the corner.
Yeah, there's no path. Like
right? There's not a second
not
year team where you're going to be able to feast on Kerry Collins when you're chanting "We want Dallas" in '96. This isn't exactly the case.
No consolation prize.
Yeah, the Dodgers get upset. You're still facing an absolute wagon. It's where I still think one of my favorite questions, and we'll see how close it gets down the stretch here, and how much maybe that Chicago Green Bay game plays into it, and the full rivalry is on full display there in October. would you rather play the Dodgers in the 7-game series or the Cubs? Because if the Cubs have beaten the Dodgers and they're rolling in feeling hot as all get out, that's a confident bunch. That's going to be a great one to be able to see.
You want to pitch around Ohtani or a PCA? They're both MVP candidates.
I'll pitch around PCA because then I don't have to worry about freaking Freddie Freeman 2 guys later.
If you face the Braves, you got to face Sale and Lopez, and like they're good too.
Well, Acuna and Matt Olson, who's got like 38 bombs this year. It's good squads all over this thing.
It's NL heavy this year. There's no question.
No question. Yeah. So there's nothing easy, but it's not supposed to be easy.
I like that. It wouldn't be fun if it was easy.
No,
it wouldn't be as satisfying if it was easy either. And we're going to go out here and try to win
title,
the hard
and there was
way.
nothing easy about it, man. Katie's foot was on the line or they'd have lost.
Amen.
That's it. And that was our most recent foray. All right, 877-794-1973. Here's a buy or sell for you. The first episode of season 4 of Ted Lasso dropped. I'm hearing not much about it. They're going to drop them weekly in weekly increments, and then when they get to the end of the 7 or 8 series, you can binge it.
Then you can binge the whole thing.
People will probably binge the whole thing. Ted Lasso, the first 3 seasons, one of the great sports comedies ever made. Sports content wise, it's near the top.
Down.
It's up there with all the great movies. It's a great series, but should they have? Are you buying or selling that they should have shut it down and not reconvened?
As somebody, Drew, that just could not fathom in a world where all you want to do is make more money, I could not believe that they shut it down when they did. They were at the peak of the power. It was as hot as it possibly could have been. And they took like a 3-year hiatus because Jason Sudeikis didn't want to be in England anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like it didn't really want to go.
They thought it was over. They had written the story arc that it was ending and that they had a bow on it. And now they're bringing him back and he's coaching a women's team, which soccer's already woke and now he's coaching a women's team. What the hell, man?
Yeah, I don't care. He could have coached a lacrosse team when it first ended and I'd have been all in on it. Now it's been out of sight, out of mind for too long that I don't know that I'm going to be able to get myself back.
It's almost like they're setting
affair.
themselves up to disappoint.
Yes, 100%.
That's how these things usually. I mean, listen, if the cast and crew needed jobs that bad, I say okay, that's fine. But for the sake of the art, you've seen this a lot where some series end when they should and they don't, and then they try an extra sequel and the sequel's never good. And we're on Toy Story 5. It's okay, do it, but it won't be as good. People are might look at it like the Jordan Wizards years. And do you want that? But then again, you know what? Some of the guys on the crew and some of the actors and actresses might need jobs. Who knows? Who might?
But it's not even like the full main cast, is it? Like from what I know,
that's a lot of them. Yeah, the main players are back.
Keely back?
I believe so.
Okay.
Although there are some,
that's an important.
I don't know if this is a revival though. It's extra seasons. Like some revivals work for shows like 2030. Like Fuller House was successful as to some people as much as the first.
Was it though?
Well, I think it was. I think it was a consistent winner for a lot of people. Like they got a lot of viewership. They had a lot of seasons. It built a new audience. I'm not saying it was good as Full House, especially. Come on. I'm not going to say.
I know it's not going to beat TGIF Full House,
but they got good numbers. So I would consider that in the streaming world a success. But I don't think there's a lot of those. I don't know what Girl Meets World did compared to but those are revivals. This is like an extra season. I don't know. Jerry Seinfeld famously, they were number 1 when they left. They said, I don't want to do anymore. I want to leave when the show's on top. We don't want it to jump the shark. We don't want to go, the Happy Days, late Fonzie years.
I think they should have went
can't
movie.
fit in the jacket. Movie would have
been the way Entourage did that. Yeah.
Right. Like and Entourage is exactly the one that I'm thinking. Kind of in that same sphere. I know HBO, Apple TV, a little bit different, but feels like a movie would have played out perfectly to finish the story.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't have Apple TV right now, and I do have plans for once it's officially complete.
Once it's bingeable.
To find a Saturday and maybe watch it. But the tough thing is, Drew.
I might fire it up tonight because I'll be asleep before the Brewers first pitch.
Well, that's it. But now the tough thing is I love to binge that show.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough for me now that it's rolling into football season.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have SEC Saturdays to be in Big Ten Saturdays to watch.
Not enough free time.
Badger post games, that's going to be tough on Saturdays. Obviously, Sundays are completely washed. Yeah. So Ted Lasso, you might get relegated to Christmas
do it in
week.
that window between that window between the Packers' final exhibition game and the first game, and but around the Labor Day.
Yeah, somewhere around the Labor Day
somewhere
week.
In that weekend, you're gonna have to do that.
It might be the time.
Which is it when it's gonna be 75 out and nice, and it's gonna be hard.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Who wants to binge when it's nice?
That's
out?
gonna be rough. All right, I'm just throwing it out there, chumming the waters. It's
I'm gonna think about it.
Buy or sell Tuesday. here, and you're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
we roll. We hanging around, singing out everything on the radio.
Halftime of the Huddle has arrived on this Tuesday in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen bring it to you, joined by our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin from FM 106 Country Station on the Hall. Hello, Dolph.
Hi, Drew. Billy, how was your birthday?
It was good, Dolph. Thanks for asking. It was a phenomenal one.
Let's dive into the Glazer. Dolph's always good for a Glazer.
Birthday donuts.
Belated birthday, because Armen had
Armen
had a guilt trip because he didn't buy them yesterday for Billy's birthday because he forgot Billy's birthday.
Yeah, I got to do something.
And then Armen we had a whole conversation about this because dudes just don't do birthdays.
I was going to say,
women do. No. We're not wired that way.
No, shouldn't that mean that I should have brought the donuts in? I feel like that's more what dudes do. Is the guy whose birthday it is brings in the treat.
That was part of the discussion, Scott.
Yeah. At radio stations throughout my career, that's kind of been the rule. If it's your birthday, you had to bring in donuts. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was young and starving at different radio stations, I was just praying to God it was somebody's birthday so I would get breakfast.
Yeah.
You'd find something in there.
I always like it when management has their meetings and retreats because there's leftover sandwiches and salads and stuff.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You know, the problem now is donut shops have there's hardly any left in the middle of the night when you're coming in. I mean, I used to always stop by, what was the one? Not Dunkin', but
Honey Dip.
Thank you.
Honey Dip, man.
Honey Dip. There was one right on 27th Street.
24 hours.
And that son of a gun was 24/7.
Oh,
you could put that thing to the test too. Living in Hales Corners there at 3 a.m.
Go to Romines and then go to Honey Dip after shooting some pool at Romines.
Yeah, West Dallas used to have one too, right on Greenfield Avenue, right?
Well, if you ordered the munchkins or the donut holes, I don't know what they call it. I think donut holes. You know, they'd throw a couple extra in the bag.
Yeah, they'd help you out. Yeah, they knew what was up.
Especially if, they look like me and everything. So,
what's that supposed to mean?
What is that
mean? Could get a couple extra donuts.
In the family? My dad working down in the valley, his stop was always Greeby's.
Oh yeah,
but now banger of a place.
I mean, that's a hard one to beat, especially because they are going to be fired up there before your 6 a.m. start.
A Greeby's crawler, man. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, you walk out of there, that box weighs like 13 pounds or so it seems.
Nice and heavy. But the thing is, you still have Quick Trip, but they're not all 24 hours. So you have to get to the right 24-hour one. And we've had these issues. I talked about how I went to McDonald's before breakfast hit, so you never know what's going to happen. But a good bakery, donut shop, opening early. Now, I remember when Krispy Kreme was all the rage. When I was like 20 years ago, when people started getting Krispy Kreme
on Highway 100, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When that one opened on Highway 100, though, that was a
crazy
different
case in point. We had our huge rolling radio in the parking lot the morning they had their grand opening celebration. Kenny freaking Rogers was with us in the rolling radio.
What?
I kid you not. Kenny Rogers
the gambler
joined us for the grand opening of Krispy Kreme on Highway 100 in West Dallas.
The gambler was in the rolling radio?
That is no lie.
And I mean, because that line was down Highway 100 up Oklahoma. And there was a good 3-year stretch that if you had a birthday during school and you didn't bring Krispy Kremes, everyone looked at you like,
great point.
Come on, dude.
Awesome, dude. Really? Thanks. And I appreciate that your mom baked chocolate chip cookies from scratch, not Krispy Kreme.
I remember my buddy getting his own box and bringing it to school. He got his own dozen for himself. I'm wow, he was a big guy, what I mean? But he's like, I get it. You eat one and you're like, I can eat 35,000.
That's just it. They're so light and airy.
Oh, man. Yeah. Krispy Kreme, when the first Chipotle opened, that was a big deal. We were taking the bus in college to go to Chipotle, man.
It's always exciting when something opens here that's popular in other places, Five Guys when they first came here.
Yeah, or the Raising Cane's.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't drive on 76.
One, yes.
Chick-fil-A.
They were actually using the Southbridge parking lot for once when Raising Cane's opened. Right?
It's nice to know we can still get excited about things in these jaded times of ours.
Yes.
Like the opening of a new place, God forbid they ever fire up an In-N-Out burger in these parts.
I was going to say, there's some that I wonder if ever reach here. And In-N-Out is the one, or Whataburger, because those two are absolute weapons.
The national chains, yeah. And so Culver's is starting to spread the Midwest and Wisconsin gospel.
Yeah, I remember when my in-laws were still around, they loved coming to Wisconsin so we could go to Culver's. And then they said, we don't need to go anymore because they lived in Colorado Springs. Yeah, we have a Culver's down the street.
We got one
now.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers wanted to bring it in and out in 2012, the Green Bay.
He did.
You can't do it.
You can't.
Yeah. There's some rules with their
Dolphin, I
franchise.
remember when you couldn't get Coors on a certain side of the Mississippi.
That's so true.
So there is there is a like hardcore rule with the franchise. They can't go like east of the Mississippi.
There
Is that the
was.
case?
There was. I mean, eventually everything can loosen up with private equity.
Because I mean, like Pat Mahomes, now you're seeing the strength of somebody else. He brought like 50 Whataburgers to the Kansas, Missouri area. Now he also bought most of them.
Yeah,
I think he owns a decent amount of them and moved them over there. But he's like, I need to get the spicy ketchup, so I need to have this thing right here.
Texas Tech guy, he knows what Whataburger was all about. Now, I've lived in California for 7 years. In-N-Out Burger was fine. It was good. I just never thought it would grow into the legend that it is today.
Yeah,
I was more of a Foster's Freeze guy, which is another solid West Coast chain. Foster's Freeze, very good ice cream, but very good burgers as well.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can get wrapped into regionally, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yes, 100%. Because I mean, listen, if I'm down in the Kenosha area, you know I'm going to the spot. Simply because hardcore close drive-in burger spot, I'm going.
Another lifetime ago, it seems. Our first house we ever bought was in Beach Park, Illinois, just over the border, and we made a weekend run almost every weekend to the spot drive-in. My doc was in Kenosha. When I'd finish, I'd go right to the spot.
Get a clean bill of health. Let me go load these arteries.
Load up.
Come on now, what are we talking about?
Love
That's
the spot
way to
drive-in.
go. Kenosha's in national news because Good Morning America was at Frank's Diner in Kenosha.
Ooh, that's right.
Getting the pulse on election day. Is that what they're doing?
Probably. I mean, just visiting diners and stuff. I don't know.
Looks like all the Foster's freezes are in California and Georgia.
Georgia, that's odd.
Very
Really.
random. I don't know why.
Maybe a Bulldogs fan.
Yeah, well, we still have the White Castle in Pleasant Prairie, right? Or was that?
Is it still there?
I don't know. That was the one.
You know where you don't have a White Castle
Where's
anymore?
Where's that?
At
Billy?
Casino Royale.
Hey, that's right, man. That's
They ripped that son of a gun right out of there.
The hot dog's also $4.99 now. The foot long used to be like.
It used to be
$1.99
$1.99 at one point.
They keep increasing the price. That's life, though, man.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do?
I thought Casino Royale was recession proof, though.
They might still be.
I mean, I
That's
thought
the reason.
Casino Royale was going to be the one place that I was always going to walk
You'd
in
hope.
and still get that $3 beer and $3 hot dog. Apparently not anymore.
Yeah.
By the way, In-N-Out, their expansion east pushed to Nashville, and they're in Tennessee.
Well, that makes sense, of course.
California, Texas, Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, Utah, Oregon, Idaho, New Mexico, Washington, and now Tennessee.
So it could
AKA
happen.
Hollywood East,
I
Nashville.
mean, we never thought we could get Yingling beer in the Midwest, and now
Here we
there's
are.
you go to State Fair, there's a massive building with Yingling all over it.
Good example.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't been to the
New
fair
this
yet.
year.
I've got FOMO.
New this year.
Yeah.
It's almost
You got
like
Fairmont.
football recruiting or college recruiting.
Yeah.
It used to be you could only go regionally. Now
Regional,
there's
it's
a
true.
lot of brands that are rolling across the country trying to grab people.
Yeah, great point.
That's right. Dolph, we've been talking. It's buy or sell Tuesday, and I was asking the boys, you buying or selling that maybe Ted Lasso should have shut it down after 3 seasons and not done season 4 because they just done the season 4 debut hit like a couple days ago, and I don't hear anybody talking about it. Maybe it's because it'll wait until everybody can binge. You can't binge. They're going to go week by week with releasing them, and then you can binge the whole thing in October.
I think the true fans are happy that it's here. I love some of that cast. I mean, Juno Temple's wonderful actress, but I don't know. Is 4 seasons enough? I always feel if I love a show, I was a big Game of Thrones geek, and if I love a show, I never hate to see it win unless you know it's time. Like the final season of Game of Thrones, they just slapped together. That was a train wreck.
I thought that was one of the worst finales. I thought too.
But does it ruin the memory of? Like, does it ruin the enjoyment
No.
for you, or you just don't watch that season, right? Or you don't even bother?
No, I watched the season. It didn't ruin the memory of it because the show overall was fantastic.
But when you watch it back, are there seasons of shows that you watch back that you like? I enjoyed these episodes, but I'm going to skip.
No, I can't do that. I have to go through all of them. We do that a lot with streaming now. If we're eating dinner, we'll throw a show on, the wife and I. Right now we're going through King of Queens.
That's another.
That is a solid one.
Yeah, it's timeless.
That
right?
one, that's like we did this during COVID. I remember Frasier had like 11 seasons or 12,
Yes.
and I went through all of them. And then you really get down rabbit holes of like people talking about the seasons and how like the writers were different. So I don't like season. Then people would like rank. I like season 8, 3, 4, 9, but not 10 or 11. I'm like,
I know.
geez.
They do that with Seinfeld, right?
All the time. I mean, the Seinfeld communities I read all the time. You know me.
Yeah.
Go crazy about it.
Seinfeld
Because of non-Larry David years.
not Larry David years aren't as good. Yeah, come on.
But it's still a show you enjoyed, so it's like, well, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, I hate this. I'm watching it. I hate this.
Ted Lasso turned into a pleasant surprise because people kind of eye rolled this when it was first announced. Like, I don't know about this storyline, this guy, and it's turned into, after season 1, it was like, oh my God, people just couldn't get enough.
It had heart.
It had heart. It was a show with heart. All right, so buy or sell props are coming in, and Derek has one for us. Buy or sell flock cameras.
Which are in the news a lot lately.
Think about the Big Brother state, man. Their miss rate is very high.
man.
We had the standoff on I-94 at Brookfield. They had they thought a car was involved in a homicide, and it was not.
Wrong guy. So the guns drawn, and then it was like, oh, our bad. You can go.
Oops. I was just saying, you want to go to a family party, or you want to go to a neighborhood block party event and really start some fired up conversation, just say the word flock cameras. the phrase.
Is that change? Is that now the new politics or?
Oh my goodness, people are so fired up. I think that's the one thing that are unifying people. But there are some on my street now. I mean,
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere now. I don't know. I didn't know what they were at first. I'm like, what are these things?
So what do they look like? I don't know if I've actually.
Flat panels.
Okay.
Like a solar panel kind of.
Yeah. But people get so mad about them, or some people defend them hard.
Like 30 days, they can track your movement, and it's like if it helps them solve crimes, okay. But we're seeing more misses than hits.
Well, you had the high-profile stories in Milwaukee Police Department. I think there was 2 of them where dudes were checking up on ex-girlfriends and other people, and
the technology
they were stalking.
That's the people concerned about.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's kind of the world we live in. I mean, you hear a story about people slapping the iPhone or the Apple tags.
Oh yeah,
on people's car air tags. Thank you. On people's cars.
Crazy.
It is.
My wife just did that because I kept losing my car. But I gotta say, football season can be a dangerous piece because I had no idea about these flock cameras.
Oh, listen. It's better to not even worry about it.
They just pulled over a guy, and this is one. They just pulled over a guy who was making frequent trips to Michigan.
Oh, making a stop at a certain place. Okay.
Yeah, and they use that as probable cause.
Oh,
because he's going to Michigan a lot to, avail himself of the things that are available over the border.
Yeah, and not the golf courses at the Island Casino.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
that's why you go to Happy Place Hunt. Just have it shipped to your door.
Is this have its intended use? It was supposed to track cars in case there was a serious issue. You had to find out what happened.
So it's tracking license plates, tracking humans.
Plates.
What's the Just keep track of every plate that drives through everywhere.
There are people who are getting pissed about the whole idea, and they're sabotaging these things. So they're being vandalized now by people who don't like.
Every other day, there's a Reddit thread.
The Big Brother state.
Oh wow! Okay.
You know what? And part of me is like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna ever be that person either. To get that mad, I just wave it. I wave to it every time. It's like, you see a security camera, you wave to it. That's what I do. I don't know.
Well, that's because you're not making frequent trips to Michigan, or are you?
That's the thing. What if they think I am and I'm not? That's the thing about it. I don't know. I really don't know.
That's that other Kia Sportage that's driving up there with the baby on board tag, making a stop at Nirvana just past the border.
It's just like everything
there's
1,000 of them. 1,000 of them, Armen. It's amazing.
I don't know. I just think it's like, are they gonna then you're rolling out of Taco Bell 3 a.m. And it's like, well, what are you doing that for? Well, because I work till 2 a.m. What do you mean?
There's a lot of things though that track your patterns.
Well, our phones.
I mean, when I was in Iceland, the credit card company, we know you're there. We know you go certain places, certain times of the year, and so we know you're not making somebody else didn't steal your credit card.
Sure.
It's Big Brother's real, man.
It's
but that's something I don't know. It's just that's a never-ending loop of debate though. People get into with that one, crazy one.
And your phone's listening to you, as we've known.
How many times has that happened where you've said something and then you get a pop-up?
You get an ad popped up for something that you were talking about.
All the time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
See, but the thing is, then I remember it. Otherwise, I'll talk about it and I will completely forget about it. Kind of helps me every once in a while.
So it's a good memory exercise, Bill.
Maybe it's just the short-term memory, or all I can start thinking about is training camp. But it is nice where all of a sudden you're like, what was that gift?
You're right,
sweet.
Billy.
There it is.
There are times when it autofills the Google. I'm like, it knew I was thinking this, but I'm kind of glad because I don't have to type it out. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to figure out.
I'm a work smarter, not harder kind of guy.
I was exactly trying to figure out the current dew point.
You're right. Boom. Done deal. Thank you.
Classic.
Appreciate it.
Classic. Anything sports we need to hit? Billy, we got to talk to Billy about Packers camp and what you saw yesterday as we get closer. Today's the last practice of the week. They got to walk through, and then they're playing.
And then they're playing football. And we
Talk about that.
I'm never gonna not pat myself on the back. I did call the opening night, and apparently Shams Charania has it. I know this is gonna blow everyone's mind in the NBA.
Lakers, Sixers.
They will open with the 76ers taking on the NBA champion New York Knicks.
Oh, there you go.
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, my.
The Garden.
Is it a doubleheader with the Heat? You got to get Giannis on open.
Actually, no. But the newest international superstar, Wemby, will host the Oklahoma City Thunder in the second part of the doubleheader on NBA on NBC opening night, October 20th. We're almost just 2 months away from the NBA start.
You see that Greek squad is offering the Joker mega bank.
Panathinaikos, right? They are. They're going to try again next year. And the Heat aren't going to let Giannis play in the Greek national team's preliminary qualifiers.
Hey, now.
Immediately
which is firing
causing
up. Okay, Billy, right? Come on now, Billy. I saw.
We're so worried about making him so sad and so mad. How dare you not allow him to go play internationally when somebody's paying you $50+ million to play and you can only suit up for 44 games?
I got to admit that one is. But, in this, it seems like people will do whatever Pat Riley wants in this league. But Pat said we couldn't.
Sure.
You got to bend the knee.
St. Pat
for Gramps.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Did anybody stay up to watch the end of the Brewers game last night?
Not me.
I watched more of it than I care to admit.
They were up 2-1 when I went to bed, so I'm taking no fault here.
Yeah, not your fault. Dolph, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
as always. Halftime is over. We will close up shop for Billy's portion of the program. Coming up next, you're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him.
Huddled up on a Tuesday. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. Billy, time for a little Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen, Heating and Cooling.
So I'm going to still put Logan Henderson into the hot category, even though he went three batters too far, one out too long yesterday. 6 1/3. He had sat down 11 consecutive Padres and touches the 7th inning for the first time this year. He had made mention after his 6 innings of 2-run ball against the Pirates that he was hoping to get a little further. He was tapped into the 6th inning into the month of June, into the month of July, but never into the 7th inning. First time. Ends poorly for the Crew as Jackson Merrill hits a 435-foot blast in the 7th to put
center cut changeup.
Oh my goodness! Hey, you hang him, we bang him.
Just banged it, yeah.
That's baseball for you. And Jackson Merrill makes $100 million for a reason, so he ain't gonna miss that one. 3-2, Padres win. They've now won 13 of their last 17 games. But getting off the schneid, maybe were the LA Dodgers last night after they had lost 8 of 9. They win a come-from-behind thrilling game against the Kansas City Royals, 6-5, the final there. Tarek Skubal, not necessarily hot in his second start as a Dodger, gave up a bomb, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, walked a couple, and also struck out 6 guys in that outing. And finally, in the world of being very, very hot, we've mentioned them a couple of times, the Arizona Diamondbacks just keep winning. They DFA'd their closer, who was their closer when they went to the World Series, Paul Sewald. He blew 4 saves. Wow, damn, that's kind of a short hook. Giving up 17 earned runs in his last 10 games. Ooh. That's a lot for Paul Sewald. Not hot. Who was hot? Nolan Arenado last night. Grand salami for the D-backs as they beat the Rockies 9-0. And we mentioned that they're getting healthier, Drew. How about their injury report? A little bit hot here. They're going to get Zach Gallen, who threw a bullpen session back, one of their top starters. Corbin Burns threw another bullpen on Tuesday. He's going to be coming back. And Gurriel, their starting left fielder, took 5 at-bats in an extended spring training rehab start. They're continuing to get healthier. It looks like Merrill Kelly might still pitch again this year. So they are getting hotter and healthier out there in the NL West. And don't look now. I mean, Brewers fans might just have, maybe it's just me that has a little bit of PTSD from that team coming in here a couple of years ago and running you in 2 games.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks getting hot right now. Who's not? Hey, Red Sox have lost 2 straight. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Sound the alarms.
Market
3 straight
correction
games.
coming.
My goodness.
You know, your example of the Diamondbacks plays into, I saw John Smoltz on a podcast, and he was saying the way to set, baseball doesn't need a salary cap per se. What they need is to do what they do in the minor leagues and have half seasons and like restart. And it's like, because a lot of the teams, like small market teams, can be good for half a season.
Yeah.
Right. And that would be a reboot, and teams wouldn't be selling you have 2 trade deadlines.
2 trade deadlines. Yeah.
And the teams wouldn't be selling necessarily at midseason because they have a chance to reboot. You get an injured guy back. Like if you're the Brewers and Miz gets hurt, that's a crushing blow, right?
Yeah, wraps.
And then, but like Burns, if he's coming back, like
pops back into August.
Yeah.
So I like that deal, actually.
He's like, if they could sell that to the players and owners, that'd be a way to alleviate concerns, because it would give small market teams hope. You could win a half, right?
You could easily win a half. And what would it also do? Allow you to maybe not expand the playoffs, but keep the larger playoff format, which is all you're selling to the networks.
Yeah.
Right. Like all they want are one-offs and selling to the networks. You could crowbar in a legit in-season tournament or whatever at the end of that for the first half. That's a fascinating one. I don't usually agree with a whole lot of John Schmaltz takes, but I like that one.
Either. That one's not bad. It's worth looking into.
Because they have to find a couple of different ways, right? Like there can't just be, hey, it's either cap or no cap, or we keep rolling or no.
Cap, again, the cap in the NBA doesn't help Sacramento. It doesn't help Milwaukee, really. I mean, it doesn't.
Well, and also, to me,
it's not a cure-all. It's not going to solve the problems, per se.
It's also not what they're caring about. They don't care about solving the parity issue.
No,
they care about changing their franchise valuation.
They care about making more money and paying players, which is why the Dodgers are willing to give up their massive TV revenue and put that into a pool, because they'll pay less on players.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
And that's it. Like the incredible deal that the Dodgers have. They're like, wait a second, we will give it up if it means that we have to spend less on players. Yeah, we will. We will do it, but because we're also going to spend all around all the other margins and make ourselves way better in every other area. The money won't stop. It just will keep funneling to different spots.
Exactly. Billy, safe travels to Green Bay for another padded practice.
Thanks, fellas. Me and Wayne Larrabee starting up at 11. Can't wait.
11-1, training camp live. We'll be right back here in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The red-hot Brewers cooled off a little bit in their series opener in San Diego by one swing of the bat.
One of the reasons he's still in. This is driven to deep center. Mitchell back at the wall. Gone! Merrill Madness dead center. Padres take a 3-2 lead. One swing of the bat.
Padres television with the call. That was the big blow for San Diego. The Padres beating the Brewers 3-2 at Petco Park. Same two teams again tonight. The ball game gets underway at 8:40. Kyle Harrison will pitch against Walker Buehler. As for the Brewers' lead in the NL Central Division, the Cubs were idle last night, so Milwaukee only loses a half game. The lead is now 5. Chicago opens up a series at Washington tonight. And the first official college volleyball preseason rankings are out. The Badgers are ranked 6th. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill Schmid, blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 hit. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen
This
Sarian.
is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Continuing the Tuesday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Armen Sarian with it. Billy Schmid is on his way to Lambeau for a Packers practice today, the last one of this week because they have like a walkthrough tomorrow and then on to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers on Thursday night.
Yeah, then the flat out to Steel City, not the Nickel City, which is apparently Buffalo now. Did you?
I did know that. Yeah,
yeah. They had the uniforms and everything. Have gotten mixed reviews, but on to the Steel City in Acrisure. I don't know how you pronounce it. I really have no idea.
Acrisure Stadium.
Acrisure Stadium. A good way to kick off the preseason, I think. Be a good way to kick it off and get things going against the Steelers and the fun storylines of Mike.
Next week's Denver.
Next week's Denver. So, yeah, a couple interesting opponents there. But I hate to say it, but it's true, Drew. We're just trying to get through the preseason. It's one of those things. You just try and get through. You want to be back in the field. You want to see a little action. And then you want the real to start. You want the real action to start. And that's when we kick off to the most beloved season of the sports calendar in America. And that's the NFL season. So we're right around the corner. Summer's gone quick.
Yeah.
The sunlight's getting,
You're not wrong.
smaller and smaller, and summer's gone quick, and it's on to the next. The calendar keeps turning.
Yeah, days are getting shorter. We're done with post 8 p.m. sunsets.
Yeah. That's tough for the late night walkers like me, but then again, with this schedule, I don't quite do it as much anymore. But
that's true.
My favorite time to walk was always the evenings when the sun was going down in the summer. It was a little cooler, but there was always something special about it and taking a long walk. However, with this schedule, it doesn't work anyway. So you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah. You can make the case. All right. 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com. Talking text line. We need your buy or sell propositions because it's a buy or sell Tuesday. We've been buying and selling Ted Lasso season 4. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Not that excited about it. And the first episode dropped and I'm not hearing a lot of juice about it. Then again, I really enjoyed The Bear on Hulu. And then their last season dropped and I'm 2 episodes in and I might not finish it because it just hasn't grabbed me.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then and so part of the
You
problem,
lose momentum on those shows.
We've talked to Matt Miller about this. Part of the problem with TV these days is they'll get ordered by whatever gets popular, and then Netflix or the streaming site will order more episodes or more seasons. but it takes a couple of years to produce them. And by then, the momentum's gone. Actors have changed a little bit. Like the writing is different. And that was something that they dealt with The Bear, right? So sometimes you can never get as authentic as those early seasons because it takes so long to develop another season and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure. Laura loved The Bear too. I got into The Bear. That was fun though. Yeah. Although the shooting style was really anxiety driven, would get you nervous all the time.
For you being
the quick shots, the intensity, the close-ups. But I think it probably encapsulated what it's like to be in a short order kitchen in Chicago, slinging Italian beef. So that's pretty good. So it's a good one. I've got a couple buy or sells. We can get going here at a 7 o'clock hour. All right. I saw Rodgers playing around at D end in practice in training camp, playing defense. Did you see that? I'm not sure if you saw it.
I did not see it.
It was like a little a montage reel of Rodgers playing defense, but he really wasn't playing. Like he would line up there and just kind of run and put his hands up and never take any contact. So Rodgers playing defense during training camp. Is that training camp fun? Or is this an unnecessary risk? What do you think? Buy or sell? I mean, little monotony, breakup
training
always.
Camp fun.
But did they used to do goofy things in training camp and let guys play different positions? And
yeah, they used to play the Lombardi Packers used to play volleyball over the goalpost, like offense against defense,
stuff like that. I guess that was the early days of the bowling day. But it just seems like an unnecessary risk, even if it's fun and he's not getting touched and everyone knows that, to put Aaron Rodgers back at defensive end or edge rusher and let him play around. But it made for a lot of Rashawn Gary memes.
He wasn't going to get hit.
Yeah, but then what's the point? Just because it's funny? It was remember when Favre would do the jump pass and he'd hand it off? It never had any function, but everyone was like, that's Favre. He always practices the jump pass. Like he was going to fake one guy out every year, maybe. So I don't know if you had a buy or sell on that, guys. Like training camp fun. Do we need
What's
more
more
hijinks?
dangerous? Aaron Rodgers, you're worried about injury? You helicopter parent you?
Well, he's like 43 now.
Yeah, but it's
not that he's young. I get it. He's probably
they were
not
just messing around, right? I mean, he wasn't
okay. All right.
Wasn't trying to make a tackle. Still had a red jersey on, didn't he?
What if the play came his way?
I mean,
just getting out of the way then.
Getting out of the way.
All right, we can sell that.
But yeah, injury risk, no. I mean, there's a whole story on The Athletic about Major League Baseball players and scooters.
That was a thing
because of Harrison Bader,
and that was a story back in the day, wasn't
there's
it?
There's a local angle to that because David Hamilton of the Brewers, when he was at Texas, was driving a scooter and hit a pothole and hurt his Achilles and needed surgery.
Yeah.
So MLB, they might put it in contracts that player, and now players use it generally to get from the parking lot to the clubhouse.
Sure.
Right. Especially in some ballparks, that's a long walk.
Yeah.
But, if it was Harrison Bader, rode into the back of a fire truck late at night and is injured, and they're trying to void his contract as a result of it.
Yeah, and that's interesting because guys are going to drive cars, and they're not going to keep him from driving cars.
Well, and that's another thing. The teams that play in downtown ballparks will put their players up at hotels that are like a 10-minute walk or a 5-minute car ride, and some guys are taking scooters.
Yeah,
or they have their own, or they'll use a Lime scooter that you can get, ride share, like Uber Lime scooter. Is that dangerous? Should that be frowned upon or not?
Well, I remember we had this discussion wasn't Ryan Braun riding a Segway or something like that?
Chris
Capuano or somebody?
Capuano had one. He had one of the first. Yeah, you don't see those anymore.
No, I mean, those are a little dangerous too. I mean, listen, electric bikes are popular now.
E-bikes. You had your rant about e-bikes.
I did. There's a lot of kids driving these things in the road. They're basically motorcycles. Every D1 athlete for a time at UW had a moped, right? You had 7-foot guys on little mopeds driving around Madison. I mean, these guys, people are going to use these things.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you can outlaw them, and you have the case of Jason Williams and all these things and tragic cases of motorcycle accidents, but I don't know. I just feel like there's only so much you can do to stop these guys, and these guys have money. They want to use toys. They want to get around quicker, but you could put it in I think it's
most of the standard contracts in MLB, so you can't ski.
Yeah.
You can't take part in organized. You can't wrestle or box. You're not supposed to you can work out, but you're not supposed to be involved in other competitive sports, but skiing, motorcycle riding, skydiving, those were exclusions. So will they have to put scooters in? Interesting.
Interesting question. Yeah.
Not sure. What else you got for buy or sell?
Buy or sell. Matt LaFleur said about Jordan Love, and I'm looking for the audio. I know I can get it because I think it adds context. Talking about Jordan Love pre-snap and designing protections and setting up things like that, that he's the best I've ever seen, quote, best I've ever been around, he said, actually. And then it was with an interview at NFL Network with Stacey Dales Schumann. And right away it was, hold on now, you've been around Aaron Rodgers. And he goes, yeah, Aaron's going to be mad. So he didn't really backtrack. I'm going to find the audio because it might provide a little context. Was he just speaking in general, speaking in hyperbole, or was he being serious, Drew, do you think?
I'm sure he was just speaking the way coaches do. Everything's rosy and hunky-dory, and we love our guy. I'm sure if you ask him, is there anything, like, in terms of, what was it again? Like, what was
Let me play the audio for you, because I meant to have it right here, but here it is right here. This is Matt LaFleur with Stacey Dales, and I think Baldinger on NFL Network.
Because you've spent so much time with Jordan, that you and Jordan speak the same language. Give us a feel for what that's like.
Oh, it's every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in most of those quarterback meetings, and just the conversations, and to watch his growth has been really a fun process. He's a great guy to work with every day. He's so consistent, so even keeled, and I think that's why in those critical moments he can go out there and perform at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he has the command that you need. I mean, it's everything, just the run game, the run pass game, the checks, all those kind of things at the line of scrimmage, where you have to be at your best, getting yourself into the right play.
He's got to be the best I've been around in terms of protections and adjustments, and rarely does he get out schemed.
Wow.
It's pretty remarkable, and that was all foreign to him coming into the league.
Yep.
And I think having the opportunity to sit back and learn from Aaron and watch him do it at the level he did it, I think was invaluable for him.
Best you've been around, because Aaron Rodgers played some MVP.
And Aaron's going to get mad about this, but no, it's uncanny what he can do at the line of scrimmage with our protection adjustment.
There you have it. You hear the audio.
Yeah.
Is it different? Like, I don't
Good
even
on her to call that out, by the way. You just don't let, by the way, you had a guy who's getting a gold jacket play for you.
Because I think when Matt has a tendency to do this a little bit, where like use a little hyperbole to protect his guys,
bias.
or just to try and make it sound as forceful as possible to protect or to pump up his own guys. Say, look, he's the best I've been around. Like, well, is that literally true that he was better than Aaron Rodgers? And right away you hear him say, well, Aaron's gonna get mad. Like, I don't think he was being literal, but that is part of coach speak, where it's just a lot of hyperbole.
Wow.
Like, how could you, I don't know, I'm not in the huddles, but how could you objectively say he's better than Aaron at that? Like, Aaron recalls every play. Maybe he is, though. I don't know, but you just know it is kind of funny there. It shows, I think, the little twinge of stubbornness that Matt LaFleur's always had, where he's caught in it being like, well, literally probably didn't mean that, but I'm not going to necessarily backtrack, but I will acknowledge that I said that, and, well, Aaron won't like to hear that type of thing. Because I think that you could say a lot of good and bad things about Matt LaFleur, and I think he's a good coach, but I think he has a tendency to overprotect on his guys sometimes.
Isn't Rodgers doing his availability today with the locals?
I think so. So it'd be funny if you picked up on that and thought it was. Hearing it's different than reading it. When I read it, I was like, what's going on with this? And then I hear it, and I'm like, oh, okay. You hear the tone. It's more of a casual. I don't think he thought about it.
I'm probably not.
But isn't it good that Stacey said that?
That's a great pushback.
Yeah. She's a good reporter. I like her.
People who ask follow-up questions should be our superheroes of the day. Brought to us by Current Electric. Callcurrent.com is the website. I mean, we need more of that, don't we?
Well, let's just, get things straight.
What do you mean? Like, why? How so? Like, ask the next question.
Ask the next question, right? Like, because then I wonder, like, should we demand everyone be seriously literal all the time? Maybe it's not that serious, but I guess words do matter. So
he's gonna pump up his guy,
which I understand.
Yeah,
he's just trying to show support and pump up Jordan, which is totally fine. But you don't always have to say some guy's the best ever or the best I've ever been. I can't stand, Drew, when people use hyperbole. It's one of my most annoying. Like when people will walk up and say that was a top 5 meal of my life. I'm like, really? Did you rank them? And can you produce that ranking, please? It's just like annoys me for some reason.
Which meal did you take off your list?
Well, yeah. What, and where's the scroll? Like, do you have it running on your phone? Is it under your bed on a scroll? Like, that was officially the greatest. Like,
everybody has their hill that they die on.
Yeah.
Some would say the overuse of the word literally.
That's another one.
I
right?
have a friend who is.
People use it way too
I
much.
have a friend who cannot stand the use of in baseball the permeation of the phrase leverage.
Oh,
and that it's
interesting.
misused.
We use it a lot.
Leverage reliever, leverage arms. What does that mean? Like late inning arm, like big situation arm.
I mean,
Because
it
he's
does.
like, what does leverage mean? And his example was, if we're in the desert and you and I are stumbling through the desert, and I have a 30-gallon water pack on my back and can drink whenever I want, and you don't, I have leverage.
Well, isn't that true though? I don't know. I mean, that's leverage water. Am I wrong? I
No,
would
but he's
push
saying,
back.
but the idea that everything's a leverage arm or a leverage situation, or it's become too.
It's too overused.
To use an Armen word, it's ubiquitous.
Because it's not, because everything isn't.
Everything isn't leveraged.
That doesn't mean they don't matter, but it's not like.
How can you be a leverage reliever though?
Because you're the most important guy. Like Lyon Richardson finished the game for the Brewers last night. They were down 1. He wouldn't have been out there saving the game, would he? I mean, I don't know.
If they had scored, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so you're trying to save a playoff series. You're putting in Abner for 2 innings. I just think that's, to me, I get it, but maybe he thinks it's overused.
The definition of leverage: general power, influence or sway to get what you want. Physics: extra force gained by using a simple lever. Finance:
Yes.
using debt or borrowed funds to buy assets and increase potential returns and risks.
Yeah, so he's an influence reliever. Like we
Where
would
is
say
that?
McGill
I mean-
and Abner are influence relievers. Is that the idea?
I
don't know where it started. I'll say that.
Isn't any reliever an influence reliever? If
No.
you come in and give up 5 runs, you've influenced the game.
No, I don't think that. I don't think Easton McGee was an influence reliever. I mean, I'll have to disagree there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he's not wrong because technically that it isn't what it means.
Okay, maybe the word is not perfect.
This is a leverage situation. Well, what does that mean?
It means it's a 1-run game and not a 10-run game. I don't understand what is this hard? Is this not correct?
But what does that have to do with leverage in the definition?
Well, okay,
It's become shorthand
Maybe
and
the
it doesn't really apply.
Maybe the word isn't perfect for the definition.
No, that's what his case is.
But there can be. Should we say an influence? Importance?
Impact.
Impact. I like that better. We could use impact. We'll
But
start
any
saying
reliever
that.
can be an impact reliever, like I said. Some
If
guy
you're good enough.
could pitch 3 scoreless innings, or a guy can give up 8 runs.
Well, I mean, Ashby once upon a time was.
But
not,
how can
and then he
how can
became
a
that.
situation? Okay, so bases loaded, 1 out.
Yes, that's important.
And you're bringing in your leverage reliever. Well, technically, the situation is where you don't have leverage. It's anti-leverage, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess
Because
in
the
that-
offense has the upper hand, and you're bringing in your reliever.
It would be an impact. I think I would agree with
Or
that.
you're
Leverage
trying
is
to diffuse the impact.
Yeah,
or
sure.
avoid impact.
One way or the other, you're trying to have impact. So I think the idea is that you're trying to have you're trying to influence leverage on the game. I think that would be, but I think you're right that
The
it's
more
not a
you think
perfect
about the
word.
definition of the word, the more it is stupid that we
Mhm.
use it the way we do.
Yeah, and then it just started. I don't know where it
It
started.
doesn't fit, and it's just come in the last couple.
It's accepted, but there's probably a lot of words like that if we really dive deep into them.
No question.
Yeah. All right, here's a non-sports buy or sell for you. I saw this stat. 1990, fewer than 5% of the American population had a passport. Now it's over 50. Buy or sell that? That's a significant stat. We're more of a traveling, and we're the unstoppable American tourist.
Isn't it like you need a passport now to get to Canada and Mexico?
True, you didn't need that in the past, right?
Yeah.
That's a big factor.
That's
a big factor.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's a little skewed of a number. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it in
Because
terms
most
of,
people have not traveled like over an ocean to go to a different country,
Okay.
but you might have gone to Mexico or Canada.
Yeah, or the Caribbean, right? For a vacation, maybe.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
that's
about
flying over an ocean.
I think about I thought about it in terms of how we're more of a experience travel culture now, lifestyle, or like the changing generations are more apt to try and experience to travel more and to experience life that way than acquiring things.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if that makes, see, you got me with the Mexico Canada thing. That's a good one. I forgot that you used to need. I think when I was a kid,
driver's license you could go through.
Yeah, because I think when I was a kid, we went to Niagara Falls and didn't need one.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure that you now need a passport to go to Mexico and Canada. So therefore,
we got a passport for my daughter just in case. I'll tell you what, that was like one of those things. You know, everyone at the post office is waiting in line for your toddler to calm down for the picture. I'm like, you guys can just go. We'll just wait till you're all done. But it worked out.
Very menschy of you to do that.
I guess so. It wasn't really my idea. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, you never know.
All right, keep them coming. 877-794-1973. Current Electric, though, take charge. I mean, you see what happens when power goes out. You're very helpless. Having a generator could be a game changer. You don't need it until you need it. It's like a kicker in the NFL. They don't matter until they matter, and then they matter a lot. Generators, check them out. Current Electric can help you. Anything electrical, solar, generators. If you have residential, commercial, these are the experts with the superheroes on the side of the van. Check out callcurrent.com for more information, and they can help you. If you're building a place, remodeling, let the experts and the superheroes help you out. Current Electric, callcurrent.com. All right, we need some more buy or sell propositions. These are good ones. I got one in college football that we'll come back with, and I think this one might be a hot potato. Stay tuned. You're in the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on this Tuesday. Drew and Armen bringing it to you. Billy's on his way. He's heading out of the building to get to Lambeau Field. Training Camp Live airs today at 11 until 1. Bill Schmid and the voice of the Packers, Wayne Larrivee, chopping it up. You'll get no better instant reaction to what's happening on the field than with those guys.
And just a reminder, if you can hear it over the air, but you can also hear it online on the stream as well. They're always going to be on the stream. Now, unfortunately, they can't show you the action. They can't turn the camera around, but you can watch them watch the game, which is almost as fun, especially when Wayne gets into it. Yesterday, we got a gift, a little treat when Aaron Nagler was in there. And then it'll be Billy and Wayne today. So if there is ever, not saying we ever want that, but if there's ever any sort of technical issue, glitch, whatever you're having, you're out of range, whatever, you can always listen on the app, but you can always listen on YouTube. That's true with this show, Facebook and X. Yeah. Streaming is a good way to go. It always
when are the podcast gremlins still working?
I hope so. I believe the podcasts are going up now. I think we're fully migrated on this. They were doing some site work and things like that. I know people were coming at me on Twitter. That's okay.
They thought you were being lazy.
They thought they were like, hey, Hunter had it up. It's possible. I mean, when you don't know the reason, it's possible that it's just, user error by Armen.
You don't leave your lair, to use the phrase that we used before, your lair until it's posted, usually.
Right. So, usually it's the first thing I do unless something comes up. So usually, but sometimes you have tech issues. That's just the way it goes. Right. And I am not unfortunately, the king of the world when it comes to the tech gremlins.
Back to Buy or Sell Tuesday, brought to us by Chico's Bail Bonds. Let freedom ring. Are you buying or selling? And this is a good one because I just called up a story today from USA Today.
Oh,
I love college football.
It used to be a must-have paper in the airport, the USA Today.
Are you buying or selling that Luke Fickell will be the coach of the Wisconsin Badgers football program longer than Bill Belichick will be the coach at the University of North Carolina?
Wow, that is so good.
Because basically it's like what coaches are on the hot seat. 11 coaches facing heat. And they begin like the list of notable coaches who will need to beat the Heat in 2026. And the subhead says college football coaches on a scalding hot seat. And the first name is Luke Fickell.
Well, he absolutely is for a lot of reasons.
Mike Norvell, Florida State. Dave Aranda, former Badger defensive coordinator at Baylor.
That's interesting.
Mike Loxley at Maryland, who beat Fickell last year. And Bill Belichick of North Carolina, along with Shane Beamer of South Carolina. Those are the scalding hot seats in college football.
Beamer.
So,
Belichick,
given the fact that Belichick is the most high profile,
he's on a hot seat, but
outlast Bill Belichick?
I hope he will, because that means he wins this year. That means he's turned things around to the point where we're not going to be looking for somebody else. The reality is, Drew, Luke Fickell's got to win and win soon, because there's not only his results to overcome, which haven't been good, it's the fact that there's a new AD, and every AD every AD wants their own guy.
And I thought maybe this was going to be alphabetical or something, but it is not. I think he just thinks Fickell's seat is the hottest in the country.
I would think that's a fair assessment.
Here's the blurb following it. Fickell seemed like a good choice when Wisconsin plucked him from Cincinnati not long after he took the Bearcats to the playoff. Not all hires that look smart on paper turn out to be good in reality.
That's right. That's what happens.
Wisconsin faced a decision last year amid a second straight losing season. Fire Fickell and fork over millions in buyout bucks, or up the ante on NIL investment. Wisconsin kept Fickell, choosing to pour more into its roster. Chris McIntosh, Wisconsin's athletic director, who retained Fickell, left in April for a job at the Big Ten offices. That leaves Fickell on a scorching hot seat, working for a boss who didn't hire him. It's win or walk.
Yeah, and then I think for me,
and Fickell knows it,
the question is, how much do you have to win? Like, to me, that's the question. What will be enough? It's not, you can't just go 500. Does he's I wouldn't say make the playoff.
500 would be progress.
He has to, but that won't be enough to save his job, will it? I mean, doesn't he have to win 9 games?
Depends on how you get there.
That's a good point. It depends if you have big wins along the way.
Yeah, depends on how you get there. The schedule's not anywhere near as hard as it was last year.
Because he might have improvement this year, and there might already be a decision made to say we have to go in a different direction. It's just about money at that point. Especially
I guess the big question is, can he keep a quarterback on two legs for the entire season?
That would help, but it's almost 2/3 of the season. It's almost his best excuse to say, I don't have a healthy starting quarterback. How can you judge me? He could walk in and say, I can't be judged properly because of that, and it'll take 2 or 3 more years. Now, I don't know how that's going to be received, especially if they're starting to influx his program with more NIL cash than before. Then there's this like, you don't have an excuse anymore. We gave you the money.
Could it come down to the home game, the finale for Paul Bunyan's Axe, a night game against Minnesota on November 27th? That he's,
I think so. But what if he wins that game to get 6 wins?
Well,
is that enough? I don't know.
I mean, what's progress. Okay, so they lose. Let's say they lose to Notre Dame, beat Western Illinois and Eastern Michigan, the directional schools. You go into Penn State.
Okay, you get
good luck.
If you pick up one of those big
home
games,
against Michigan State.
Like, if you get a big upset, is that enough?
Can you beat Michigan State, UCLA, Rutgers, Maryland, and Purdue?
All of them? No.
Can you?
I don't think
pick off a couple. Those are the winnable games.
They're all winnable, but the question is, will they win? I don't expect them to run the table in that group. I just can't expect that anymore. Once upon a time, the Badgers would have taken care of business. You'd pencil it in, and that's not the Badgers anymore. And reconcile for Badgers fans, alumni, the athletic department, all the boosters, reconciling what they once were with what they are now is the toughest thing, because they might say our standard is still here. And therefore, you think you had a good year. We don't, because you aren't playing in a good bowl and you didn't win 9 games. You didn't do all these things. I think that's the toughest part for Fickle. And it might come down to the money.
I think Heller's saying that they could be 6-3 in the league. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, they could.
Penn State, Michigan State, UCLA, USC, Iowa, Rutgers, Maryland, Purdue, Wisconsin.
You think they're going to win 6 of those games? Maybe I'm pessimistic about it. I just don't see it.
I'm definitely pessimistic.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, they could surprise and do. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, especially these days in college. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. But it would be, I would think, if they were 6-3 in that group, that would be a more of a revelation than an expectation.
But you're Sean Eichhorst, and you're still kind of like hanging up your family pictures in the office. And let's say they lose the first 3 or 4 games. You pulling the plug mid-season? You making a bold move? Are you going to ride it out? Like, that's
a good question. I don't think I'd do it mid-season. Well, what good does it do? You get a head start on a new guy, a new culture.
That's the idea. Send a message to people who write checks.
Yeah. But then aren't you risking having a disaster of a year, 1 or 2 wins, something like that? Like, I think that you don't want also a Don Morton.
Given that Notre Dame's favored by like 20. I don't think they have a good chance in that opener, but they got to play like competitive and be in it for at least a half, right?
Yeah, you can't lose 56-2 to 3.
First games are always a little bit dicey for everybody because, like we say, there's no preseason in college football.
A lot of unknowns.
Yep, a lot of unknowns. If you lose to Western Illinois or Eastern Michigan, on top of that, if you lose one of those first 2 directional games, the die is cast.
Yeah. 515, Luke Fickell will definitely not last longer than Belichick. Haywood and Mandela injuries are not helping. I think Belichick's got more influence in North Carolina and in general. That's the thing.
Well, I don't know, man. That thing is crumbling pretty quick.
That is too. They're bad too. Has anyone lost more aura than Bill Belichick over the last 5 years? That's the term the kids use. So excuse me for sounding like a young when I'm an old.
Aaron in Carolina said Belichick is on his way out down here. There's too much drama with his girlfriend.
Well, maybe they'll both be out at the same time. Also, Belichick is more likely to retire than get fired, don't you think? That's what they're going to say. Hey,
I don't know about that.
You want to step down? He's too stubborn, you think, Drew? To make it sound like a step down situation?
Yeah, I don't think too much hubris.
You're probably right about that. When it comes to him, there probably is, yeah.
Yeah, too much confidence.
515, they're not beating PSU. 6-3 in league play is actually a ludicrous statement. I don't know about ludicrous. Buy or sell on that, Drew. Is it ludicrous? I think they could play better and be better.
It would be an absolute improvement.
You have to be healthy, but we don't know what they would have done if they were healthy at the quarterback position. I hate to say it. It is a legitimate thing to say because you don't know. I mean, no team without their starting quarterback is going to be that good for that long unless you have an influx of talent at that position, like one of the powerhouses. So maybe them, but I don't know. We'll see. Colton Joseph, it all depends on it. Can he be the guy?
Is there any game that you think is a gimme? Like, God knows they haven't won the Axe in a couple of years. Purdue, Maryland, Rutgers.
I would have said Purdue.
Iowa's always a rock fight.
That's always going to be tough.
But after the Iowa game on Halloween in the last month, they play home against Rutgers, at Maryland, at Purdue, and home against Minnesota.
Yeah, we're not counting the Western and Eastern games, right? They're playing Western Michigan and Eastern Illinois.
Yeah,
Michigan.
I mean, if you lose one of those,
those should be.
The die is cast.
But they've struggled in those type of
games. If you lose one of
recently.
those games, I don't think there's any way Fickell coaches another year.
I would agree. But they have to find the money to buy
unless they like kind of ran the table or something after that. They would have to go on a real heater, and you'd almost have to offset that loss by beating like Penn State on the road or something.
Then it might
beating UCLA is not that great accomplishment.
No, but on the road it's not easy either.
No, but
you have that, and you know.
So the schedule,
Iowa win would be huge.
The schedule is definitely in their favor, and there should be improvement. I don't know if I'm as optimistic as Mikey Heller, but
it's just hard to know. I guess Penn State's not, Michigan State, maybe UCLA, Rutgers, Maryland, Purdue. That's the ones you're trying to pick off. But Maryland blew you out last year.
That's just it.
Everything changes year to year. So
all right,
we'll hope for the best.
Another buy or sell for you, and this is going to hit Armen right in the feels. Buying or selling, did you know? Well, first of all, I will ask, did you know that there is a little Hoop It Up tournament going on in the Deer District this weekend?
I didn't. Is that the official 3-on-3 Hoop It Up? They still do that?
Yeah.
I used to play in that. That's why you said that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I played in that. Got killed. We got killed. Me and my buddies from my neighborhood thought we were something. Me and Johnny Logan and Panzarella Butts and Eddie Gonzalez, we thought we were going to be good, and we got blown away.
Hoop It Up, a 3-on-3 competition in the Deer District outside Fiserv Forum.
That was so fun.
It's on the 15th and 16th, which is, by my math, like Saturday and Sunday. Brandon Jennings is competing.
Oh, wow.
In the Pro-Am division.
Okay, yeah.
So
right.
Brandon Jennings with trick shot artist and Racine native Tristan Jass and former local hotshot Corey Lucius. They are a threesome.
Corey Lucius, Michigan State, and then where else did he go? I'm trying to remember. He was a pious guy. Famously, the top-ranked fifth grader in the nation, according to this one guy, Clark Francis, who would rank fifth graders.
Lucius and Jennings.
Oh my goodness!
They met at a national AAU event when they were both teenage stars.
Yeah, they were both big-time prospects. And then Jennings actually.
And Tristan Jass met Brandon Jennings while hooping at R&B star Chris Brown's house in 2020.
So random. It almost sounds like a joke. Oh, that's awesome, though, that they're going to have this. I'm excited. I mean, I'm not going, obviously, or anything, but.
Jass recently filmed a video in which he took Jennings to a pickup game in Racine. Jennings said, "That's the last time I played."
Well, where'd they play, I wonder? What park in Racine?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that'll be fun to be there. Is it still an open competition?
Jennings said, "I'm a little nervous at first because I haven't touched the ball in a minute, but I've been getting my steps on the golf course, walking my 5 miles a day."
That's awesome. I'm like him. We have something in common. We walk.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
That is pretty funny, but that'll be fun to be at. It was exciting to back then it was the Bradley Center. So all the streets around the Bradley Center, they set up 3-on-3 courts and we got to play. We were excited for it. I mean, it was fun. We didn't last long. We didn't win a game, but
Hoop It Up
was fun.
And the predecessor was Gus Macker.
Yeah.
Gus Macker driveway tournament and stuff. So
that's pretty cool.
I remember I played in the media division of that one year, and it was brutal because Del Harris and the Bucs staff was sitting courtside at our game,
so they
just ripping us,
so they can make
just
fun of you,
chewing us out.
Perfect.
About not boxing out, and it was bad.
That was their dream, right? During the media game, is to
they heckled the hell out of us. It was brutal.
I won't bring up media game anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't care. It's all good.
Well, bad memories for you on the injury?
Not at all. No.
Okay, good.
No, it was a fortuitous happenstance. You know what else is awesome, Armen, that we've been talking about all day, buying or selling? You should be buying Iron Jock gear.
Absolutely.
Paul Hansen's got a bundle deal on the basics, a t-shirt, underwear, and socks, $57.50, and it'll be the best trio that you have in your arsenal. The underwear, once you buy Iron Jock underwear, you don't want to buy it from anywhere else. Just saying. It's fabulous. The boxers, incredible. The socks, even better. You know, there will come a point, Armen, when you got to start wearing long pants and long socks. Winter is coming.
Absolutely, it's coming, yeah.
Winter's coming. The ankle socks and the no-shows, they have to go away for a while. The t-shirt, always awesome from Iron Jock. Doesn't stink, no static, silver ion technology. You can wear it, repeatedly, and it's not going to smell. So check out this bundle deal. It's kind of the starter kit for Iron Jock, available $57.50 at ironjoc.com. When we come back, our last minute buy or sell props, and we'll have our wake and bake story brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Check out Rob and Chris and Muskego. Check out the website, happyplacehemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping at happyplacehemp.com. We'll wake and bake when we come back. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. retirement closing ceremonies have arrived here in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Time for our Wake and Bake story brought to us by HappyPlaceHemp.com. Can also squeeze in your last-minute buy or sell props as well at 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com, talk and text line. Dateline, O'Fallon, Illinois. Armen.
O'Fallon? All right.
O'Fallon. Jimmy O'Fallon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Had a little incident at O'Fallon Township High School recently in the gym. They were installing a new scoreboard. You might have seen this. It's got 400,000 views on the socials.
That's exciting. New scoreboard. I don't know if I did.
New scoreboard. It was posted 4 days ago on TikTok. The scoreboard was going up. They had a scissor lift, and there was a nice scoreboard kind of like over the court.
Oh, no.
And one of the two connectors attaching the scoreboard to the ceiling disconnected, and the scoreboard fell.
Oh, no. I'm sure
workers seen backing away,
I was like,
dodging debris as the scoreboard shattered. No injuries reported, thankfully.
That's one of those like worst case nightmare scenarios. You always kind of wondered about that when you were a kid.
It's a point of pride. We got the camera out, and we're watching them install
and then
a brand new scoreboard over the center court.
They spend so much money on it, I'm sure.
And it came down like one end on, it's pretty
That's
ugly.
Brutal. I'm sure they didn't buy the insurance either. Well, what do you mean the insurance?
That's the thing.
Your whole business is based on other drivers.
It damaged the court, as you might expect.
They got to fix everything, probably.
Superintendent said that athletic activities and events will continue with adjustments as needed. We're actively evaluating scheduling and facility options to minimize any disruptions. But they're also trying to figure out who's on the hook for this.
Well, that's part of the problem. I hate to say it. They might have just lost out on all the money they spent.
Did the company installing the scoreboard, are they liable?
They can try it, or the scissor lift company, right?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was the mooring. It was like what was attached to in the ceiling. Was it the school's fault? Now, the school says they will not be responsible for any cost to repair the gym floor or replace the scoreboard.
Well, they should try, and get the company if they can. If they believe that they were at fault, it's like the other things that have collapsed. I'm trying to think. The Metrodome roof. Do you remember that?
Metrodome roof?
I remember when pieces came off of Wrigley.
Big Blue, the crane at
the Big
American
Blue
Family
was
Field.
just one of the most devastating events in the city. It's history.
Yep. So here it was, a triumphant moment for the school district. They probably raised a bunch of money, maybe had a referendum to hoist the new scoreboard, and it falls. That makes it a proper wake and bake story for us here. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Check out the array of products they have. Best CBD products you find anywhere, made right in Muskego by two guys who listen to our program, been with us for years, Rob and Chris. Great dudes making great products. You can get them at a great discount. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off, and they'll throw in free shipping. And no matter where you are in the state, you can order these. If you're up in the Twin Ports, if you're in the Madison area, best CBD products you find anywhere, available for shipping at HappyPlaceHemp.com with the code HUDDLE. Free shipping and 25% off. Use it. Go ahead and use that discount. Use the code and patronize our friends from HappyPlaceHemp.com. All right, last minute buy or sell. Obviously, the Fickle thing is
percolating.
That's percolating. Folks are weighing in about, and the question was, are you buying or selling that Fickle will be the Badgers coach longer than Bill Belichick will be the Carolina coach? Will they both survive a season? They're on the list of scalding hot seats along with others.
Who's more likely to have a turnaround season, I think, is interesting too.
Ooh, that's a good. Well,
yeah, I think I think how you define it, but I think the Badgers are definitely possible for them to play better because we don't know what they could be.
The Badgers have to improve from winning 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And if they stay healthy at that position, and Colton Joseph is good as advertised, it could change. One good player at that position can change a lot, wouldn't you say? They want to run the ball better and all those things. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of unknowns too, Drew, in that situation.
Yeah. Again, though, you got to win some games.
You got to. It was Brian and Madison. Fickle promises they'll be better than last year. He goes, 3-9. Well, yeah, that's a low threshold. I can't deny that. It definitely is, right?
Yeah. It's where they are. And like you said, but is 5 wins enough to save the job?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. That's going to be the question. And to your point, how they get there is an interesting one. Who they beat.
Brewers, the Badgers, as our boy Patrikas pointed out, they have 3 games, including the Big Ten opener, September 26th in Happy Valley, 3 games against first-year head coaches. First-year head coach at Penn State.
Okay.
Home against Michigan State,
right.
October 3rd, and at UCLA, October 17th. 3 games against first-year head coaches. Advantage, disadvantage, should be an advantage, right?
I would think. But then again, Michigan State's first-year quote-unquote head coach is Pat Fitzgerald. So it's not like he's not experienced in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think it should be an advantage in that sense. You might be able to pick some guys off, some teams, but who knows? And getting a big win seems to be what's been missing from Fickell's resume, other than just wins in general, right? Like, what's the signature? Like, he had his shot at it a couple of times, getting big wins. I don't know that he ever got one, or maybe unless I'm missing one. But
no, they don't. Really.
Yeah,
they haven't had. There's no hang your hat moment.
Well, who knows? I mean, that's why sports is sports. It's worth dreaming, because maybe Notre Dame's that one. Maybe you can get them on a bad day and never know what could happen.
Beat Notre Dame, that gives you cushion for a lot of missteps later in the year.
Crazy things have happened. Yeah. So you never know.
Never know. All right. Tomorrow on the program, more of the same. Billy will be here for the entire show. It'll be the day before Packers Steelers. We'll have another Padres Brewers game to ruminate over. Again, this is going to be a tough week, man. 2 left in San Diego, 4 again in LA, and then a much needed day off and a quick homestand.
Got to try and bounce back. Got to get through. The Cubs are continuing to put pressure. They're at the Nationals, so
I'm thinking 3-3 in the next 6 is a good mark.
All right, I'll take it.
Maybe I'm just being pessimistic.
No, I'll take it. But I don't know where that'll put you at the end of this, but I'll take it.
That'd be a good mark to me. But in any event, tomorrow we'll be doing a little hot take hump day. We'll welcome your hot takes. Thanks to Scott Dolphin for dropping in. Thanks to Billy as well. Thanks to Armen for bringing in Glazers.
Always.
I ate the sinker today to hope to be able to hit the sinker. We'll see you at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us in the Huddle.